Assalamualaikum Datin.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam Datin.
Dr. Norzalifa.
Datin belum datang lagi ya. Alright, sorry. Dr. Norzalifa, it's good to meet you.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. Okay. We
So-
hope that yes.
Yeah, so I just joined until habis event lah kan?
Inshallah, yes. Actually, this event had gone quite nice in such a way that before this, based from last Monday until yesterday, it is like a kind of a very close-knitted group. And then we had a good discussion also and feedback and inputs. And after this, we hope that there will be some follow-up networkings as well as potential collaborations between not only the presenters but also those who attended, because it seems that there are so many high interest groups that had participated for the past few days. So you are most welcome also to be actively involved. So that's the highlight. I think this is the highlight for today's event before we close up.
So nanti the session tu whether I'll be sharing the screen ke ataupun macam mana?
Okay. This is how I will conduct it. First, I will call upon the first speaker, and then I will ask the speaker to introduce himself or herself concerning the prior background to halal or Islamic products lah, Muslim friendly products. And then after that, whilst doing that, the speaker hopefully will be able to share his or her screen. And then after that, I let the speaker take the session. And then there will be also Q&A, and we hope that those who attend will also ask before we proceed to the second, third, and so on. So for today, it is anticipated that there will be 6 speakers, yeah, inshallah. Yes, so we hope that all of us will stay along, and then we are able to finish before Asar prayers time finish, and then hopefully there is some good discussions, active discussions, ideas, suggestions to throw on the field in terms of what that needs to be done and how we can further network on this platform.
Okay. Sebab I ada dua version. One is the normal slides. Another one is the pre-recorded slides.
Oh, okay. But since you are here, so kalau boleh present live lagi bagus. If you can actually attach your PowerPoints kan. So because recorded last time, for those who cannot attend, we will allow. Okay. But whilst you are still here, then we can also have the Q&A. So I think that will be more lively.
Well, yeah, maksudnya pre-recorded tu because I'm still around. Cuma I akan playkan my pre-recordings because I nak make sure that it's within time.
Oh, okay.
Buat macam ada timing, tapi it can be either or lah. It's not a problem for me.
Okay, it's okay. So for the first speaker, we have Datin Jaiyah. Hello, Assalamualaikum. Apa khabar?
Assalamualaikum, Datin.
Ya, Waalaikumsalam.
Apa khabar?
Baik. I'm from Penang.
Alhamdulillah, we are united on this online. So it's glad, yeah. Glad to be here. Championing the halal cause.
It's Dr. No around because she control my slide. I've given my slide to her.
Dia tak masuk lagi rasanya.
Dia akan masuk.
Dr.
InsyaAllah.
Dia akan masuk.
Dia akan masuk. Yes, dah masuk dah. Alhamdulillah.
I'm not really well versed, because this is not Zoom, is it? Different.
This is Prof.
Itulah.
So that means I will give the co-organizer to Dr. Noor, yeah? So
yes.
I will do so.
Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Noor. Good to meet you again.
Hi, Dr. Alina. Hi, Dr. Jaiyah. Hi, Dr. Norzalifa. Wow.
Hai.
Everybody so ceria.
Yes.
Cuma bila nak sharing tu guna yang screen yang bawah ni. Start share, screen sharing tu.
Itu yang saya takut tu, doktor.
Actually, Datin Jaiyah, actually dah letak sini, nampak tak icon presenter tu? Kalau you pergi dekat bawah tu, you klik dekat start screen sharing, okay tak?
Mana? Start screen sharing.
Dekat bawah.
Ni
Kat bawah, kat bawah tu, start screen sharing.
Which is just next to the red phone button tu.
Okay, mana? Tak tahu.
Bawah, red phone button tu, nampak kotak macam TV tu.
Itu.
Itu, you tekan tu start screen sharing.
Okay, start screen sharing. I click already. Yeah.
Then you pergi kepada file you.
How to?
Mana file you? Open your file. PowerPoint you.
Itulah tak keluar pun.
Tak keluar.
Mana masuk tak? Okay, can you see this? I snapshot you and you see the button screen sharing. Will it work?
Tekan screen sharing.
Ya, sudah screen sharing, yes. Tapi
Then you pergi screen sharing, lepas tu you tekan satu dia ada macam ada gambar kita lah, gambar kita. You tekan situ, bukan tekan, you just pergi ke situ, then you akan nampak the word share dekat bawah tu, baru you share.
mana tu? Aduh.
Kena testing dulu.
You tekan screen sharing.
Tak apalah doktor lah. Doktor no lah.
Saya tak, Datin letak bagi kat mana? Datin punya.
Tak, saya WhatsApp doktor tadi. Kan?
Ya, WhatsApp saya.
Saya dah WhatsApp doktor. Last night saya WhatsApp. Tadi kan saya dah.
Tak apa nanti kalau dah WhatsApp tu ada lah tu check.
Aduh.
Dr. Noor, nampak sekarang ni dah dekat, alamak tak cantik, dah dekat you dah. Dia punya, yes. So screen sharing tu, okay cuba Dr. Noor.
Sekejap, jadi biar terjun tak habis ni. Apa yang saya download sekejap ni dulu.
Sebab ini bukan Zoom yang lain sikit kan. So I
Yes.
that's why. So I'm worry lah something because I'm from Terengganu. Terengganu the internet is not is little bit slow lah. So saya takut.
Can I test my screen dulu?
Boleh.
Nak test ya. Nak tengok.
Okay.
Biasa juga selalu Zoom.
Itu lah.
Okay, dia kena klik macam tu. Boleh nampak ke?
Yes, boleh nampak dah Dr.
Boleh nampak kan? Okay, kalau boleh nampak maksudnya kalau ni nampak?
Nampak? Nampak dah slide? Yes,
Okay.
we can see.
So I can stop sharing lah kat sini.
Yes, alright.
Understand.
So handing over back to
Datin Jaiyah.
Nanti doktor belum ready lagi. Ni
Tak apa nanti insyaAllah. Nanti insyaAllah.
Tak nampak lah.
Sekejap ni tengah starting ya.
tak apa.
Sekejap. Warm up dulu.
Tu audio lah tu.
Tak. Dia tengah buka slide.
Dr. Norzalifa, your head gear. Orang asli.
Tukar-tukar headgear.
Ya. Nanti boleh buat program dekat ni kosong orang asli Dr. Norzalifa, Dr. Noor. Program kita.
Boleh. Kita punya Jaiyah tu.
Ada. Sponsored by Jaiyah, Doktor.
Yes.
Sponsored by Japan.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah, Dr. Norzalifa, with your orang asli indigenous promotion. We hope that during your session afterwards, you will actually brief yourself as well as your experience with them, and also help to promote perhaps something to do with career path or something green or sustainable. Okay, so now we the time has come for me to announce that we are now for the last day of session for the third International Online Halal Conference with the theme Nurturing Young Generations in the Global Halal Industry, and finally the much awaited session that is Halal Travel and Muslim Friendly Tourism Day. So it is targeted that for today we will be having several speakers who are very enthusiastic to share their talk as well as their experience. So I will now call upon Datin Jaiyah to please introduce yourself, and we can begin the Majlis Ilmu with the recital of Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And Datin Jaiyah, the session is all yours now. Please proceed.
Okay, Doktor dah ni. Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera. Hi, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ada gentlemen and ladies Yeah, first of all, I would like to thanks to the organizer for inviting me as a co-organizer to talk today about the Muslim Friendly Tourist Guide, a career for young generation. Yeah. Okay, first slide, Doctor. Yeah, I would like to introduce myself. I'm next slide, Doctor. Next slide. Doctor, next slide. Okay. So I'm a licensed tourist guide, and a certified tourist guide trainer in Malaysia. And apart from that, I'm also a Halal Internet Auditor, Muslim Friendly Hotel Auditor, and registered trainer for sustainability in tourism. So my background, human resource, and after that I shift into tourism. Then I'm one of the trainer and assessor for ASEAN Tourism MRA-TP means for Mutual Recognition Agreement for Tourism Professional. So currently I'm chairman for All-in Venture, the consultant company in construction, green energy and halal beauty and health distribution. So we are having branch office in Thailand, Indonesia, India and Namibia. Okay, next please. Next slide, Doctor. So in my half an hour session, these are that I will be highlighted, introduction, I will highlight about travel industry, and then tourist guide in a Muslim friendly tourism services. And then third will be MF, means the Muslim friendly TG, tourist guide in the new norms. And of course, I will conclude before I end the session. So why do people travel? Of course, people travel because of leisure, recreation, isn't it? Business, MICE, meeting, incentive, convention, exhibition, visit client, visit friends and relatives, because of culture and religious objective, like I think all of the religion, they have a pilgrimage. So for Muslim, normally we go to perform our Hajj, perform Umrah, and of course we want to visit Masjid Al-Aqsa as well, and other Islamic heritage places. Yeah. And then apart from that, we travel because of medical reason. Yeah, before pandemic, in fact, Malaysia is a top 5 medical tourism destination in the world. Yeah, and also people travel because of education. Like Malaysian go to Europe, Australia, Japan for study, as well as other students come to Malaysia for study as well. And then apart from that, we also boleh dengar, Doktor? Apart from that, we also travel because of different climatic condition. We are in the tropical country. We want to experience the winter, and then for those they also want to experience our tropical country. So, okay, next, Doctor. So travel in Islamic perspective is okay. All right. So when people travel, okay, it's okay. So travel in Islamic perspective is Islam encourage Muslim to travel to see the beauty of Allah's creation in nature, which reflects on the greatness of Allah. This one clearly stated in the Surah Al-Hajj, verse number 46, yeah, chapter 22, verse number 46. Of course, we can check after this. Okay, next please. Well, when people decide to travel to other destination, definitely their basic needs to be fulfilled by the ground handler and also service provider. So this create job opportunity. And I feel that one of the most exciting job under tourism and tour and travel is tourist guide. Yeah, that not many people know about tourist guide career. Okay, next, Doctor. Next. Okay, who are the tourist guides? Who are they? So according to the definition, tourist guide is a person who renders service to tourists by guiding them on tour for remuneration, yeah, not for free, for remuneration. And the person shall obtain license from the authority. So in many countries, TG is bound by the authority or legal requirement. So in Malaysia, it is bound by the Part 4 of the Tourism Industry Act 1992, Act number 482, under the jurisdiction of Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Arts, or known as MOTAC. Yeah. Next, Doctor. Next slide. Okay. What are the rules of tourist guide? So normally we handle tourists, execute the tour itinerary, and then we act as interpreter. We have to, some foreigners, they can't speak local language, so we are the one who interpreter for them. And then act as a small ambassador, yeah, like more or less like PR for our country. And tourist guide promote the country as a tourism destination, so that it's a word of mouth. When the tourists back to their home country, they will give a very good experience and impression to the country. Okay, next. So this is the basic roles of tourist guide. So you might want to see how the tourist guide license look like. This is my license. So my license, this is still valid, yeah, until 21st August 2021. So I have to renew after that. So only for those who have license, they can they can act as a tourist guide. I think many countries also practice that. So under based on the act, tourist guide is, we have a 3 types of professionalism: credential, code of conduct, and appearance. So credential, definitely we must have a valid license, skill, language, competency, all that meet the requirement to handle the tourists. Then code of conduct, we have a code of ethics that imposed by the MOTAC relevant authority. And then we also have to adhere to the professional TG dress code. There's a dress code for male TG and female TG. Yeah, because we are the ambassador of the country, you know. We must be courteous and good manner. Dress, modesty, well dressed. Okay, doctor. Next slide. So in general, must always smile. No matter how big your problem, you must always smile to your guests. And then caring heart and communication, good communication skill. Okay, next. So in the TG, in the Muslim friendly services, what are the role additional from the normal TG? Yeah, next, doctor. So the definition of Muslim friendly tourism, based on the few scholars mentioned that it is the tourism that to cater Muslim and with its products in line with the Islamic principle, yeah, regardless of location of this destination, either in Muslim or non-Muslim countries, and the motivation of journey can be religious or general. So we can see that Muslim-friendly services is needed everywhere to cater the Muslim travelers. While another scholar mentioned that they call it Islamic tourism. Islamic tourism is type of tourism in compliance with Islamic teaching and not restricted to travel to Muslim countries and with religious motive only. So means that as long as comply with the Islamic teaching. Okay, next. So far okay, doctor? Well, according to Malaysia standard, so Malaysia standard, we call it Muslim-friendly tourism. It's clearly defined as a product or services in the travel and tourism industry guided by Sharia requirement that cater to or provide facilities suitable for Muslim travelers. So this is mentioned by Malaysia standard 2610. It was developed in 2015. I think developed by International Islamic University in 2015. Yeah, in High, yeah, Dr. Norzalifa. Okay, so these are the additional services, you know. To be a tourist guide, they must have attend the course, and then they must have a license and all the rules that I mentioned just now. So to be a Muslim-friendly tourist guide, that is additional. They must attend the course, Muslim-friendly tourist guide course, additional course. I think about 3 days course. And then these are the additional services for Muslim-friendly tourist guide, which are they must have basic knowledge on the requirement of Muslim travelers. They must have. It's not necessary they must know 5 facets of Islam. No, the Muslim travelers requirement according to the Islamic teaching or comply to the Islamic law, yeah, Sharia law. And second, they must keep the guests informed on their prayer time and identify the musalla or prayer room during the tour. So for Muslim country, this one shouldn't be a problem. Everywhere, you know, musalla or prayer room is available. But to the non-Muslim countries, this one is quite challenges, you know. And then the third would be they should facilitate ample time. Belum, doctor. Should facilitate ample time for guests to perform their prayer or salah. This one normally the tourist guide discuss with the travelers how long they will need to perform their salah. Then of course, if the tourist guide is Muslim, shouldn't be problem. The tourist guide will salat together, isn't it? And the fourth one, to ensure all restaurants and eateries are certified halal by the authorities. So this is the 4 additional services for Muslim-friendly tourist guide, apart from the general services, just as I mentioned just now. Okay, doctor. Okay, next slide, doctor. So, looking at that, is the requirement to be a Muslim-friendly tourist guide must be a Muslim? So, the answer is no. It's not necessary you must be a Muslim, then only you can be MFTG. No. because based on my experience, my last my last holiday before pandemic, I went to Uzbekistan. So my tourist guide, she's not a Muslim, but she performed very good, excellent role as a Muslim friendly tourist guide. Yeah. So shouldn't be the Muslim is not necessary to be a Muslim to be a Muslim friendly tourist guide. Okay, next doctor. So far okay, all right. So now I'm talking about the new norms now, the new era, new norm of the during the pandemic, where many tourist guides, they don't have jobless because no tourists coming. Even domestic tourism also almost collapsed, like in our country, in Malaysia, and other country as well, like India, I think US as well. So the government, I mean, in Malaysia, the government of Malaysia took the initiative to upskilling the tourist guide to digitize the tourism product, where they can provide virtual experience to they still can earn money. For example, this one, my friend, he's an Indian, Iswaran. So he did a very good, quite number of virtual tour program. This is one of the most popular, Tragic Love of Farida. This one a legendary story. The way he interpret, he tell the storytelling, storytelling is feel like we were there, we were together with the tragedy, So most of customer that day, our tears drop, very good interpretation by Iswaran. Yeah, he earned money from this program. Okay, next daughter. Next. This is another virtual tour. That lady described about untold beauty of Sempurna Island, where she sell ticket about 10 ringgit. Quite number of people also subscribe that. And then the Tay Chin Lee, he talked about the Kuala Lumpur, the overlooked spot of Kuala Lumpur, which is very good. Okay, next. This is some of the digital tourism. All of them are tourist guide, And then this one, Andre Yusof, he talked about the Mount Kinabalu tour. Very interesting also. And then this Saiful Rufi, he morning walk. He walk while he walking, and then he introduced us about the Kampung Baru in Kuala Lumpur. Kampung Baru is one of the only traditional Malay village located in heart of Kuala Lumpur. It is just the other side of Kuala Lumpur city center or Petronas Twin Tower. Yeah. And another one is Zame. He promote his virtual tour. He said even though now COVID-19, we can go for holiday, but we still can go online tour. Okay, next. So these are all the products, live online all the virtual tour done by the tourist guide. You might ask me, I don't see the young people there. Yes, only the Andre Yusof is young people. The rest all senior. Yes, that's why we want to promote young people to venture into the tour guiding. It's very interesting job. Yeah. Okay, next doctor. Towards the end already. Am I on time? Okay. So why Muslim friendly TG suitable for young people? Yeah, because tour guiding is very exciting job actually. This is I'm talking about my experience. Previously, I worked in the office, purely office, and then when I have tour guide license, I feel a very exciting job. We flexible time, there's a flexibility, but of course once you commit with that tour, it's very hard. If you can execute the tour, you have to look for other tourist guide to replace you. And then it's very small capital to start, which is, I think, small capital, just you have to attend the tourist guide course. Now tourist guide fee is about 7,000 to 8,000 ringgit, depends on the institute. And then free traveling. So what do you mean of free traveling? We were together with our guests, with tourists, holiday. The tourists go holiday, we guide them, we handle them. So we are paid for the holiday. When they stay in the hotel, we also stay together with them. Whatever they are eating, food, same thing. So they pay for use their money for the holiday, but we are paid. We get paid for that holiday. Does it sound good, Doctor? Okay, then TG can be a part-time or belum lagi. Not yet, Doctor. TG TG can be a part-time job. So those who have a full-time and then they want to outside, they want to go outside from the office, they can take group as a part-time job during weekend or public holiday. They can do that. And then tourism is one of the economic revenue for many countries, like Malaysia and all that. Southeast Asia, I'm talking about Southeast Asia. Tourism is one of the good revenue to the countries. And then opportunity to venture into in the other tourism related business, for example, restaurant, F&B, because we know a lot of people already. You can also provide transportation, tour transport. We can start small chalet in our kampung, all that, So, and right now, many tourist guides, senior tourist guides, they don't do guiding already, but they venture into other tourism related business like travel agent. They have a small hotel or motel or that, and other benefits. So you might ask, what are the other benefits? So other benefit, for example, we tourist guide, when we take train from Kuala Lumpur to Kuala Lumpur International Airport, we can get a staff price. Normal people have to pay 55 ringgit. We only 35 ringgit. In other places, so we have a special price. Just show our valid license, then we get special price. And other than that, we know a lot of people from other countries, many friends. Then the most important part is sometimes if they are satisfied with our services, they don't mind to tip us. That is the most important. That is the best thing. Which I feel that young people love it. Correct or not? Okay, next, Doctor. Next slide. So young people, we have to play our role. We are the host. So normally in Malaysia, we don't call it tourists. We call it guests. So we, as a tourist guide, we are the host to them. Right? Okay. So, but of course, everything in this world, we have a challenge. That's a challenging, So no gain, no pain. No pain, no gain, isn't it? So the challenges to be a tourist guide. I mean, a Muslim-friendly tourist guide. Working hours. Sometimes we must very committed to the job. Most of tourist guide, we are freelance. We call it freelance tourist guide. So we work together with a travel agent. We take the job from the travel agent. Once we confirm the job, we have to must be committed to execute the tour from day one until the last. And then we must update the information. Sometimes if we don't go there few months, then there's a new development, But luckily right now, everything, all information on our hands, on our fingers, it is not really matters. And then male TG versus female TG. This one also is very challenges for the female TG, especially if we have to go outstation, which in tourism we call it overland tour. So for example, if we handle European guests, European, normally they love to go to visit our forest. So we go there, the driver is a male, isn't it? So if tourist guide is female, normally the travel agent want to save costs. They don't have to rent another hotel room for us. So normally that's why they prefer to take male guide rather than female guide for overland tour. So it's cut cost. The tourist guide share the room with the driver. So that is the challenges. And then of course competition among TG. This one we could say that pro and cons. The positive side is when there is competition, we as a TG, we must always want to improve ourselves to be a good, to be a best, to be a better. But sometimes they are also in the negative side. The TG, tourist guide, because they want the job, then they undercut the rate. So in Malaysia, I think in Southeast Asia, but other country, I don't really well versed the requirements, you know, the rule and regulation. The government has given special rate. Fixed rate. If we work 4 hours, how much? How many ringgit? 8 hours, how many ringgit? The rate is there. So we TG should comply the rate. But sometimes because the TG they want many job, so they undercut. They tell the travel agent, "Oh, you give me you don't have to pay me this amount. You just pay me lower than the rate." So they got a job. So that is the negative things about the competition among the TG. Yeah. Okay, next, Doctor. Okay, young people take the action. I could say that it is a very exciting job where you can make the difference. Because according to our statistic, not many young people be a tourist guide. Yeah. Even when I go abroad, so far none of my tourist guide when I travel abroad is 20s. The most majority 40s and above, you know. So as in Malaysia, not many. When I train tourist guide, not many young people attend the class, the course. Is it because of they are not exposed to this job or they don't like? I don't know. But I feel that this very suitable for young people. Tourist guide, Muslim friendly tourist guide is very it's good career for young generation. So I hope that our young people can take action. Okay, next. My last slide. Okay, you can make a difference. Young people, please come join us as a tourist guide. Then my last slide. Thank you very much. Last slide, Doctor. Thank you very much. Terima kasih. This is the Malaysian way of greeting. The Muslim friendly tourist guide. Muslim ladies and non-Muslim ladies. You know. So those who are interested to be a tourist guide, that is my number. That is my email. We can talk after pandemic. Okay, thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Alhamdulillah, Datin Jaiyah for such enthusiastic explanation and demonstration to your slides. Yeah, you make us jealous because it seems like you are having adventure. Okay, and we really hope that we can actually encourage not only among the young ones, but you can consider also among the pensioners.
Many of my students, Doctor, many of my previous students, pensioner. My youngest student so far, 70 years young.
Masya Allah. Okay. We have here one question from Dr. Muhammad Ropaning Sulong, who asked how to define the Islamic tourism and the Sharia perspective based from your your practical experience. So maybe you can just give a short based from your experience, how are you able to handle this?
Yeah,
Thank you,
normally,
Datin.
normally the Islamic, Muslim friendly or Islamic tourism, these two things, they want to solat, prayer time, and then prayer area, and also the food. These two things is very important. And of course, we tourist guide, we must comply with the dress modesty. If you are non-Muslim, you must. But in Malaysia, it is not difficult because tourist guide has already have a tourist guide code. We have dress code for female and male, and most of the dress code I think comply with the is Sharia compliant. But of course, for non-Muslim, we can force them to wear hijab. So that's the difference. And then normally the Muslim tourism, they don't go to the casino. That is not their destination, their itinerary. Casino is not their itinerary. Other than that, more or less the same. The most important thing, prayer time, prayer area, and the halal food. And then when we communicate with them, with the courteous, but that one courteous, hospitable already is basic requirement for normal tourist guide. All right, thank you.
Okay, Alhamdulillah, Datin Jaiyah, please stay with us, and also don't forget for the Q&A, because there are 5 interesting presenters waiting in line. So the next speaker is Dr. Betania. So the rules generally for the time slot of speaking is that it's estimated to take around 25 minutes maximum, and then we allocate 5 minutes for Q&A. Okay, so Dr. Betania, now is your session. Please introduce yourself as well as your previous background, as well as your interest in halal. Don't forget also to introduce your Halal Institute and the activities. I think the first halal or tourism friendly standards come from your institute, correct? You are the pioneers. Okay, so let the world knows about it and who to contact. Okay, so these are all this exciting information waiting in line concerning about tourism and Muslim friendly. Okay, please welcome Dr. Betania.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillahilladzi hadana lihada. وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وبعد. MashaAllah, thank you for the time and for the opportunity. And actually, Madam, for introduction about my institute, I have it in my slide. So a little about me. So I got my degree from International Islamic University, Islamabad, Pakistan, as well as my master in IIUI, not IIUM, yes, IIUI. And after that, yes, my background is Islamic studies, Usuluddin and Tafsir Hadith. And then later on, I went to California. Indeed, my intention was to study there in California. So we got the place, very nice place near USC, University of Southern California. So to be easy to study, but qadarullah, I didn't get to study. I did something else, mashallah, but it's okay. Yeah, it's a life journey. And when I was in Islamabad, I started teaching in National University of Modern Languages. So it's kind of funny indeed that my background is Tafsir Hadith, but I started teaching more to the languages. Alhamdulillah. I would like to share the screen indeed. How I'm here now at International Institute for Halal Research and Training in HEART at IIUM. And so far, I think I see some of the, mashallah, the students of in HEART, yeah, are here. I think this is Sister Siti Nabila Ismail is one of the PhD candidate that we have. And I have my master here, Ustadzah Mariam from Sabah, yeah, Alhamdulillah. And I got my PhD from UM. So I didn't get to study in California, and I stayed there for 7 years. If I come back, I should have done my PhD, but Alhamdulillah, everything happened for the good reason. Subhanallah. I would love to thank as well Dr. Noor here, who introduced me to this particular program. I consider this to be the most important thing is a ta'aruf, the introduction, because the content of whatever we are talking about, we can get here and there now, mashallah, in the global era where everything, especially that when we stay home, home has become our office, our everything, our studio, our university, our kilang, our everything. So, but to keep on having the networking is important. And this is what I consider to be the platform for us to do the networking. And that is exactly, we are trying what we are doing now is like what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Ibrahim, yeah? When Allah says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, wa matalu kalimatin tayyibatin kashajaratin tayyibah, asluha thabitun, wa far'uha fis sama' tu'ti ukulaha kulla hinin bi'idhni rabbiha. And I keep on repeating this ayah so that it reminds me that we should be like shajarah tayyibah. It doesn't matter what we are doing now, yeah? It's a good time. We don't show what we are doing. Everyone stays home, okay? But we should be still doing something for the good thing, for the benefits of others. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that mathalu kalimah tayyibah is indeed us, yeah? The Muslim himself, the believer himself should be like this good tree. And one of the characteristics of the good tree is firm with the ilm, with the knowledge, with the iman, as well as far'uha fis sama. And this is what we materialize it in this type of webinar, inshallah, or conference, international conference. Far'uha fis sama. So we build network, the wide network here and there, even if we are doing it here from home. And the last one is that why are we doing all this? Tu'ti ukulaha kulla hinin bi'idhni rabbiha, so that we may benefit others, yeah, at any time with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's maybe my already like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Good that I have about 15 more minutes only to speak. Why? Why is it good? I'm so happy that Datin has studied. Datin, you have explained everything, nothing left for me, which is good. So yes. I think when I was listening, okay. But mashallah, tabarakallah. This is how we share, and it's so good to know each other as well. I'll listen later from Dr. Norzalifa. Yeah. It is always good to meet people and we share the knowledge. I just want to this is still muqaddimah, yeah, don't worry. My muqaddimah maybe 20 minutes and the content is 5 minutes discussion. So what happened is that Datin mentioned that now many of young generation or young people, they're not interested maybe to become the guide, but I think whose question was it that what about for the pensioner, for the people, because this is about the age, correct? About age. I want to, if I am allowed, can I speak something that is maybe this is part of tourism, having fun, okay? And we learned,
Yes.
so even Dr. Noor was asking us that day, Dr. Noor, during Ramadan, when we were about to do the project on the digital tourism, right? The digital tourism where everything that we can share on screen together that make us to be explored to something. So basically about the age in particular, about the age, maybe now we don't consider ourselves aging. I know because this is for young generation, but I see very young faces here. Okay, at least my age, yeah, is very young. Alhamdulillah. It reminds me of one. This is also the what we call semangat, right? For everybody, it doesn't matter. We are not late to do anything at any time, at any age, because I would love to share a little about what Dr. Mustafa Mahmoud, yeah, was saying, rahmatullah alayh. You know what he said? أياك أن تصدق بأنك كبرت في السن ما جسدك إلا وعاء توضع فيه روحك الروح لا تشيب ولا تشيخ والروح من عالم آخر لا تشبه عالمنا بشيء ولا يعلمها إلا الله. This is important for us because this conference is actually to give some kind of encouragement for young people, and we shouldn't remember how old are we. Maybe can I say how young are we? Okay, because what he said was that إياك أن تصدق بأنك كبرت في السن. You will don't ever, what he said, don't ever think that you are aging. Wow. Yeah. So in your life, it doesn't matter the age, yeah, the number, but we should always believe that we are young forever. This is indeed the encouragement that we always do the good deeds at any time, all the time. Because many of people who feel that they are aging, they said, enough, I'm already 51, I'm already 60, I'm already 70, so it's enough. I have enough in my life, okay? So inshallah, through this type of, it's long, I'm not going to go on, otherwise the 20 minutes will be over. So Dr. Noor, how will I share the screen?
Does it share?
Start screen sharing.
Start share screen.
Okay. Start screen sharing, and
you click at one of the screen. You
yes,
click the screen and then share.
Click this window. I just want, yeah, okay, here.
And share.
Yes.
And share and then go to your slide.
Now, can it be seen?
And then only you open your slide.
I already opened, Dr. Noor. Can you see it now?
You full blown up. Full blown your slide. Full screen.
Oh, it has to be full screen.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Dr. Betania, if you open it full screen, maybe you may not see yourself on the screen, but we can see you very clearly on the screen now.
It doesn't matter. I always talk in front of the wall. So
okay, still have not seen your screen. Cannot. So you share screen tadi, and then you tekan at the what you call this, the one of the screen, tekan screen dulu, and then share. Oh, tekan share. Share dah.
Even now,
and then go to your, and then go back to your file.
It says that I'm sharing screen now, Dr. Noor.
Okay, then go to your file, to your slides.
So yeah, this is first slide now. I open my first slide now.
Tapi tak nampak your full screen?
Yeah,
full screen?
I open the full screen. Or maybe Dr. Noor will help me. It's fine.
Okay, can you send me your slides?
I have done. I have sent it to you.
Okay, let me download first. Apa you cerita dulu, Doctor?
Okay. Sure. Okay.
So, actually, Dr. Betania,
Yes.
just to share with you concerning, I got a very depressive data that the rate of suicide had gone up. Yeah, in one Muslim country, I won't say which, but among 244 deaths, around 60% is Muslim. Okay, because of bankruptcy and so on. So I think with this kind of tourist guides or Muslim tourism and so on, so it's not just for fun and as well as a sustenance only, but it's also for hope. Okay, so this is actually a kind of life saving also, because those who are not financially secure may have what we call in Malay word a periuk nasi. For halal sustenance. Okay, I think now Dr. Betania, over back to you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Dr. Noor, is it fine? No, not yet.
Yeah.
I don't know why in my screen it says that I'm sharing, but it's okay. It's okay. So yes, inshallah, one of the things that maybe we can talk now while waiting for the slides to be downloaded. Some of us ask the not the definition that Datin was already sharing, but a little about the very simple understanding on what the Muslim-friendly means indeed. Because what happened is that there was a question that what's the difference between, why do we call it Muslim-friendly? Okay.
Excuse me, sekejap. Can someone make me as a presenter, because I can't share the screen if I'm not the presenter. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
you are the presenter now.
Okay.
Okay. And then, yes. Thank you so much. So, yes, this is my slide. And this is where INHAD is located as well. And this is International Islamic University, because I consider that people here, the attendees, come from all over the world. So still, this is a ta'aruf, but it will be very fast, inshallah. So we can go on. This is where the office is located. Please, next. Yes. And this is the vision and mission of the university, especially of INHAD. Yeah, I'm talking about the vision, mission, and the objective of INHAD itself. So it was established in 2006, and then later on in 2011, only it became the the institute. So before it was indeed the Halal Research Center. So we have objective. If we click again, we will see the vision, the mission, as well as the objective. So there we are doing, the socialization of this halal. And we know that being a Muslim especially, this halal has become a jihad, yeah, for us, the ibadah that we are doing, inshallah. Okay, next please. This is our organization chart. We have mainly 3 units in heart. 3 units in heart. So first is the academic, and then the second is research, and the third is a special project. And if you look at the special project, you see the consultancy, the halal information awareness and outreach, where I'm there as the head of this particular unit, as well as we have one more, which is international audit and certification. So we see from the name, yeah, international audit and certification, it's not to certify the the products inside Malaysia, of course not, yeah. And the audit, we are following whatever has been laid out by Jabatan Kemajuan Islam Malaysia, or JAKIM. So in my unit especially, you see there the consultancy is led by Dr. Shakirin. So this is the slide that I'm going to share with everyone today, is actually prepared by Dr. Shakirin and the team. So when it was introduced that INHAD is one of the pioneers for the halal for the Muslim-friendly tourism rating tools. So we'll be trying to understand what does it mean, these rating tools, because mashallah, Datin has mashallah explained almost everything, what Muslim-friendly tourism is and all this, why people are going for tourism, what do they need and all this stuff. We already understand, and I don't think I need to repeat the same thing over and over again. Okay, next please. Can be next slide, please.
Okay.
Okay, so this is these are what we offer at InHeart. So we have certification, we have training. Indeed, from the name itself, International Institute for Halal Research and Training. So we have three main activities other than academic, is that we are doing research and as well as the training. But what is this training? Yeah, what is this training? We will see from the next slide, inshallah. Yes, please, the next slide. Yeah, this is how the slide is made. Yeah, these are still the activities. So you will see there academic and then the research and all the stuff. And we know that, okay, maybe we can talk about this a little, whereby you have the hospitality and tourism. No, it's okay. We can be in the next slide. Yes, this one. Thank you so much. Thank you. So when we talk about halal or halal industry, we know that it is actually covering everything, not limited to food. And this is already day 7. So I'm very sure that from day 1, 2, 3, halal has been defined, the halal industry has been defined. And then you see in one field of the halal industry is the tourism and hospitality. The tourism falls under this category. And when it comes to the halal, now it becomes halal supply chains or a halal ecosystem. So whereby when we talk about, let's say, for example, even the concept of halal food only, we talk about halal from farm to fork, which means that it involves so many parties, yeah, and so many fields. So al-halalu min al-mazra'ah ila al-ma'idah. Halal dari ladang sampai meja makan, and sampailah even to the hospitality and tourism. And why do we call this? It's just a little about the terminology, why we called it Muslim friendly. I used to ask my students, what do you understand by the the definition maybe, or the meaning of Muslim friendly? So they tried to give me lots of definitions, lots of explanations, whereby we concluded with these all long definitions to be very, very short. Muslim friendly. It doesn't matter if it is tourism, it is a spa, if it is flight, hotel, and all this. Muslim friendly is friendly to Muslim. The service which is friendly to Muslim for using, of course. But of course, it is not limited for Muslims as well. Like which was explained before by Datin, that Muslims have certain criteria when they become a tourist. They have needs. So this. So when we consider that this particular hotel or this particular destination fulfill the needs of Muslim tourists, so we call this to be Muslim friendly tourism or Muslim friendly destination. Next, please. Yeah. Okay, so maybe here I am more to introducing what we are doing at InHeart, which is related to the tourism area or tourism field. Yeah. So you see there, when we have MF, these are all Muslim friendly. So when tourist guide was already explained, mashallah, we have the particular training for this tourist guide. We as well have Muslim friendly, start from MFHRS, for example, Muslim friendly hotel rating system. And this is very, very interesting. Yeah. Most of us, we understand that Muslim friendly is more to the services, so not to the products. Because when we talk about the products, okay, about the products to be halal, it has to be 100% halal. There is no such thing that we get, oh, this is 80% halal. It's just a little things that is not halal contaminated today, or 80% or 90 or it has to be 100%. But Muslim friendly, it's not, it's more to the services, whereby it may that some of the needs of the Muslims are not fulfilled. So here, the Muslim friendly training, you can see there are so many, mashallah, has been developed by the team. Yeah, and for the detail, we are not talking now. Yeah, I think my time will be as well out. Yeah. Next please. No, this is more from the MFTET, Muslim Friendly Tourism Ecosystem Training. Okay, so we have the training which is called MFTET. MFTET, and what is it actually? We can go on. Yeah. I know that I'm not going to complete the whole slides, because I have about 60 slides here. Yeah. We can go on, but this is just the overview, maybe what we do in this particular training. So we can go, yes, it has been, no need to talk more on this. Can go on, please, until maybe we can stop when it comes to the indicator. Yeah, it is the categories of travelers, prompt, push, and pull model. We can go on, and maybe this is just the introduction, whereby if later any parties like to collaborate with InHeart in this particular training, you are welcome. Yeah, Dr. Shakirin and Dr. Nurul, they are the in charge, the heads of this particular things. Okay, this is the global needs. We can go on. Ini dah semua oleh Datin tadi, dah semua dah. Okay, the main factors juga sudah. I'm so good. I feel so good. Okay, Muslim friendly tourism ecosystem. And maybe we can go later to MFTE rating system. Okay, we can maybe stop a little here. So this is called tourist attraction, yeah? The hotel, restaurant, bank, shops, masjid, hospitals, and other public parks, railways, roads. These are the indicators that may fall under the category of Muslim friendly. This is why we call it ecosystem. We don't stand alone. So there is what we call Muslim friendly hotel, Muslim friendly banks, maybe. And the most important thing, the basic of the Muslim friendly either tourism or spa or hotel is that we refer to the Sharia compliant, which again refers to the maqasid Sharia. يعني حفظ الدين, حفظ الحياة, حفظ العقل, حفظ النسب, and all this حفظ المال must be the foundation of what they're doing in the tourism itself. Yeah, can be next, please. This is the hospitality as well. It has been explained. I just want to give one more example, because in 2 more minutes my time's up. Okay. Like Dr. Noor, I have to give like at least 5 minutes. Yeah, the time for question and answer. It's 25 minutes, but we can go on. Yeah, we can go on. This is the sustainable development. Maybe until the indicators. Yeah, we can go on until the indicator. Okay, maybe we can stop a little here. What does it mean by Muslim friendly hotel? Okay, the Muslim friendly hotel. Of course, we don't use now the terminology of halal hotel, for example, or Sharia compliant hotel. Sharia compliant hotel brings very heavy meaning, because Sharia compliant means that it has to comply to the Sharia ruling. Meaning that if there is something which doesn't fulfill that, we cannot say it's Sharia compliant. Or if we say that it's halal hotel, something that doesn't comply to the halal criteria, we cannot call it haram hotel, right? So that's why we call it Muslim friendly. How many of the needs of the Muslims, yeah, is actually fulfilled by that particular hotel? So how the scorecard works, yeah. Maybe if we can go to the next. This is how when Dr. Shakirin was explaining to me and to us, what do we mean by score card? Scoring, yeah, scoring the hotel to be Muslim friendly. Okay, so InHeart has developed the system or the scorecards we know, yeah, the criteria, whereby if a hotel, maybe we just stop here for a while now. So for example, I have hotel, yeah, Beta Hotel, for example, and I would like my hotel to be certified Muslim-friendly hotel with a scorecard. So I will have to come to the team, yeah, and then I will say that, okay, I want my hotel to be rated as 4-star hotel or 5-star hotel or 3 stars hotel. So you decide. So when we decide, okay, then later the team will give you something like manual. Maybe if it is something to do with the halal certification of food, you will have to read at least the most important thing, MS 1500 2019, for example. So we have our own standard. You have to fulfill this criteria with these indicators. So the criteria and indicators that are set for the hotel depend on which star they would like to be rated. So then after that, they will be given about 3 months. Let's say, for example, one of the criteria, you must have musalla in your hotel. And then musalla is not there yet. Oh, okay, I'm given 3 months to build musalla, for example. So later, with this scorecard, with these indicators, the rating will be given to the particular hotel. So maybe because time's limited, because this is actually for the training, not in detail, but you have the indicators over here. If you like to have the slide, I have asked from him that yes, you can share, you can have it, you can see later. And if you have any questions, maybe in the future, we can collaborate on this particular thing. So for example, with Hotel Adia, Hotel Adia, the one that is in Langkawi. Yeah, that's also they are using our what is it system as well. Yeah, and if not mistaken, we have the data on how many hotels has been rated by this particular system, and it's really interesting actually. So Alhamdulillah, I think that's all from me. I have another speakers as well to speak after this, and thank you so much. But if you like to show the slides, you may show it. It's fine because I'm only stopping at 34, and there is another like 20 more slides to go. Yeah, thank you so much. It's just an overview of the Muslim-friendly rating tools, and we have the training on it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Betania. I think with this, we shall now continue to the third speaker, who will be Dr. Norzalifa. Please welcome her.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for inviting me for this international halal conference. I think my share of input will be like a totally different kind of input, but it will relate towards why we need to relate towards the halal Muslim friendly, whereby people would want to know more about the indigenous people, the orang asli Malaysia. So I'm going to share you my screen. Okay, Alhamdulillah, I think this is our virtual international halal conference, and I have been invited to share a topic whereby I feel that it has to relate towards the importance of heritage. So my topic for the day is elevating the indigenous heritage, the educational tourism experiences of the Jungle School Gombak, Malaysia. So I am IUM Jungle School Initiative Flagship Leader, and I'm also the founder of Jungle School Gombak, Malaysia. What we have done so far, Jungle School, we are the Leadership Experiential Empowerment Program, whereby we enhance, and our site is actually relates to the natural environment, which is mostly the rainforest in Malaysia as the venue. So hosted by myself and my team member, and also Major Kalam PE, and our talented indigenous hidden gems. We call them hidden gems because it's not easy for us to learn the traditional environmental knowledge from the indigenous people. So they are the master craftsmen, weavers, and they are also the jungle experts. The Jungle School also helped to empower the indigenous people in Malaysia. So I started with my focus in Gombak, whereby we have 10 tribes of orang asli living together here in Gombak, and the elderly have highlighted their concerns about their dying cultural knowledge, and they want to do the sharing to the public. So they feel that their youngsters are in need of expanding and continuing their dying heritage. So if you see here, the objective of this presentation, I'm showing why IUM Jungle School Initiative Flagship is partnering with Jungle School Gombak, Malaysia. We are creating and forming our training teams and volunteers, as well as our orang asli talents, okay, of all ages, and we want to introduce the indigenous orang asli cultural arts and their traditional environmental knowledge to the public. So what we do, we set up the platforms to showcase the expertise of the orang asli, and we do the sharing of their rich cultural heritage, whereby the TEK, their traditional environmental knowledge, which is the jungle survival, the arts and craft making with the context of educational tourism, and we have formed some innovations in the activities as well as the arts and craft design innovation. So this is our set of stories. We have from Jungle School Gombak, Malaysia since 2011, whereby we consult the local community, the orang asli themselves, and we discuss with the elderly people, and they feel that their heritage is dying, and they feel that it's about time for them to do a bit of sharing with the public community. And in 2014, what we do, we set up the social media platform, and we organize and we establish the marketing in the social media. So in 2018, what we do, we have discussed with Tourism Selangor. We have done a Malaysia Book of Record where we introduced the giant kerchang puzzle. Later on, I will show you the kerchang puzzle. It is of 23-foot size and 13 feet size, where we showcase in the public at botanical garden in Shah Alam. So and then we also get visited by the UNESCO Educational Sustainable Development Chair, Professor Charles and Madam Catherine, and they have discussed with the orang asli, and they feel that the Jungle School Gombak has done a tremendous effort in order to uplift and assist the community orang asli. So in 2019, we were being invited to collaborate, the research collaboration with IUM as a flagship project by our dearest rector, IUM rector, Tan Sri Zulkifli, and we collaborated further with the different campuses. And in 2020, what we did was we do a lot more collaborative effort with the industries, the schools, be it the public schools or the international schools, different universities and government agencies and corporates. So in order to do that, when we do the jungle school activity, to me, I would like to highlight collaboration effort is the best way to create sustainability. So this is our focus, and I think now we are doing a lot more global networking for the national and world recognition. So if you see here, we have discovered that in Gombak, there are 2 best river orang asli in the Southeast Asia, which is way back in 2004, and we have discovered this when we talked to the elderly rivers, and they are still here in Gombak. And we also discovered another data which we have discussed with Professor Dr. Zafarina in Universiti Sains Malaysia. She has discovered back in 2016 that the orang asli Batik is the oldest living DNA in the world, 60,000 years old. So, so this is what we do. We assist Jabatan Warisan Negara to document and also help the Ministry of Tourism to gazette the kerchang as the traditional game. So it is our national heritage. And these are the sets of documents that I have submitted to the Malaysia Book of Record, where we have documented the kerchang having a complexity of 10 to 15 levels in order to, the kerchang puzzle have additional embedded intrinsic values, whereby this is the way the orang asli is selecting their future son-in-law. So they are a long story, but later on I will highlight it again. And Alhamdulillah, last year we managed to obtain the international awards in Canada, ICANN 2020, whereby we have competed among the 68 countries, and we have been awarded for Gold Medal Award, Special Award, and Committee Choice Award. The competition is on the innovation for educational tourism. So Jungle School has submitted that, and Alhamdulillah, we are also been awarded for the Project of the Year under the GPM Sustainable Award. And thank you to Dr. Noor and her team members for being for inviting Jungle School to participate in this competition. Okay, what we did back in 2011, I have formed the master planning, which is about 15 years of planning, which is more detailed, but it is under the category of phase 1, education and awareness, because we feel that to educate the public is very, very important for people to understand who is orang asli, what is their culture and heritage, and we need to create a lot more awareness even to the younger generation. And phase 2 is about physical development of facilities, having to take note on the existing facilities of any sites that can be set as jungle schools. And the phase 3, the most important part, is the implementation of the activities and a continuous support events in order to and living and sustaining the whole jungle school activities. You can see here at the bottom here, this is our website, jungleschoolgombak.com, whereby we have many visitors from the kindergarten until the elderly, or even now we are getting the disabled people wanting to go and have jungle activities under the jungle school events and activities. So what are the current scenario? We can see the beautiful nature. And I think Madam Moderator, she did mention about people are now very, very stressed, and I think nature is one way to get people to distress. So we have even the Japanese visitors, they are saying that they would like to visit the jungle school. I think now we are still having bookings from the other parts of the countries, whereby they are planning to come and visit the jungle schools. So these are the set of scenarios, but of course we do have challenges in maintaining the jungles. So if you see here, this is how orang asli is living. They are coexisting with the living environment, the nature environment. They seldom disrupt the jungles, they seldom disrupt the river, and they are taking care of the nature. So what they do is like they take a little bit of the jungle products as part of their living activities. So these are the data, which is a very important data. If you see here, the Batik people is actually 60,000 years old, their DNA. So you can see the data here, which have been conducted by Prof Zafarina and her team. Okay, so it's a very important data. They are even older than the Australian Aborigine. And if you see here, people need to know who is orang asli. They are living in Peninsular Malaysia. So they are categorized under three subgroup, which is Negrito. So you can see Kensui, Kintak, Lanuk, Jahai, Mandri and Batik. And you can see in the slides here, they are mostly in the Kedah, Perak, Kelantan, Terengganu and Pahang states. So the next one is the Senoi group, which is Temia, Semai, Semukberi, Cik Wong, Jahud and Mahmeri. Okay, they are living in Kelantan, Terengganu, Pahang, Perak and Selangor. So the Proto-Malays, they are the sets of orang asli, the youngest group, which is the Temuan, Semelai, Jakun, Kanak, Kuala and Seletar. So Kanak, Kuala and Seletar, they are mostly living at the coastal area and near to the river. So you can actually see the numbers of orang asli villages in the West Malaysia. So it's around 853, and most of them are living near the Banjaran Titiwangsa and also alongside to the rivers. So they are very close to jungle, and the jungles are near to their huts. You can see the old map here on the left side, how the ethnic group are being distributed, and the list of orang asli ethnic groups who are living in the different states in Peninsular Malaysia here. And these are the sets of beautiful tribes. We have 18 tribes of orang asli Malaysia, and we have found out one additional tribe which are being highlighted by the orang asli. So you can see here the beautiful indigenous culture and heritage. They are living very modest. They are taking the natural living environment, the natural material with a different sets of skills, beautiful skills and intricate designs of the kelarai. And you can see the orang asli houses on stilts to take care of their safety and making sure that their families are in place and safe from the wild animals. So you can see the different sets of patterns here, and now they are innovating even some of their surau with the natural design using bamboo, weaving patterns. And you can see we call it kelarai, the different types of kelarai. They have done it for their wall patterns as well as their mat patterns here. So they are very, very creative. So back then, I think some of them are still living this way. They are very minimalist, very close to nature and living in such that having less clothes. And now if you can see here, they are more creative. They have come up with different sorts of costumes which indicate their level of creativity in arts and craft. And you can see the beautiful orang asli here, ladies here. Okay, you see how the youngsters are now innovating with the support of their parents as well as their grandparents, and they are showcasing how beautiful their heritage is. So we can see here the indigenous music and dance is a way of sustaining their lifestyle and entertainment, and they have their sets of different tribe will have a different ways of doing their Sewan dance and having their nose flute music and other which are made out of bamboo and other natural plants. So the unique product, okay, in Jungle School, we are helping the orang asli to also showcase and sell the products, whereby we have a beautiful like cincin belah rotan is a ring, whereby the men folk, the going to be groom, will go inside the jungle and weave the rotan for the ring in order to wed the girls, the ladies that they are interested in. And if you can see on the right side is the kerchang puzzle, whereby the shapes of the kerchang is indicating the complexity of marriage at different stages, and the strings are indicating the men and the women are having a different patterns, showing the complexity of understanding the women. You can see here the simpai, the bracelet, the ring, the headgear, tempo. The one that I'm wearing now is a tempo as well from Mahmari. And on the right side, you can see is the male tempo. Is indicating the different styling of each tribe, and you see many beautiful patterns that they have come up with. So I'm going to show you a very short TV3. So you can see here the beautiful weaving patterns. Okay, this is our ways of getting to teach the orang asli youngsters as well as our youngsters to come up with innovation in design for the arts and craft, and they have learned this from the elderly weavers, and alhamdulillah we also teach them about the using the recycled material and upcycling the design as well. So these are the sets of weapons that they have, the bulu sumpit, okay, the blow piping, and they use this as now as a sports activities. These are bubu, the fish trap. They have designed the different type of bubu following to suit with the different types of sungai, the rivers. So you can see the different design to follow suit with the current situation of the river. So you can see they are very good in fire making. They have their ways of starting the fire using their sets of fire starter, which is of natural material. Okay, and these are the ways we get the people, the visitors to enjoy the cuisine of the orang asli, whereby we have take note on if we have Muslim visitors, then we take note on the halal, making sure that all the things that they have we have cooked for the visitors is within the halal products. Okay. So orang asli is also good in making the boat. They have their own sets of skills. So we are now getting the orang asli to showcase how they are making the boat. And we have different arts and craft usage. Different tribe will weave a different pattern of baskets as well as handbags, and you can see the intricate design is indicating the different in relation to nature. So on the left side, you can see is a top spinner. Okay, we call it gasing buah berangan. Okay, and we can see the bujam, the container, the baskets, and the different products of the orang asli. So these are the sets of collaborators that we have collaborating with since 2011 until now, and alhamdulillah they are supporting until now from time to time, and we do a lot of activities together with the orang asli communities. So we have international visitors as well as our local visitors. So our special thanks and acknowledgements to Jakwa Malaysia, International Islamic University Malaysia, our Tourism Malaysia, Tourism Selangor, Maybank, Petronas, our dearest and honourable Raja Muda Selangor Tengku Amir for supporting our events, and Jabatan Warisan Negara, INSCAN, UNESCO, Education for Sustainable Development, United Nations Development Programme, ICANN, and Wetlands, also SASNET of course. And that's all from me. Thank you very much. Please browse our website, which is www.jungleschoolgombak.com, and you can reach out to us in FB as well. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, thank you Dr. Norzalifa for recording and exhibiting around almost 10 years of hard work of gathering the community engagement and so many parties involved. Are there any questions concerning about Dr. Zalifa's presentation?
Dr. Alina, yep. I think it's great to have all the three speakers here. Still, I would like to ask each and every one of the speaker a question, yeah, if you allow me, because just now tak ada time nak tanya. Okay, I know
Yes,
Dr. Zalifa.
hold on. While we do so, Dr. Noor, can we also get Miss Munira, okay, who is supposed to be the speaker, or Dr. Iskandar, so that whilst we have this conversation, perhaps they can start to attach their slides so that we don't really waste time in terms of waiting for the slides. Okay.
Okay. So my question to Dr. Zalifa is that the fact that Jungle School has already got a brand name, yeah, in terms of being brand as a school for the Aborigines or the Orang Asli, but the element of having their level of competencies being endorsed by the government, this should be really recognized, because it is a competency that it's part of the learning in the jungle. So as I said, we are all very academic in terms of how we handle competency, but we should also have you should also look at competency in the life skill as a mean of a competency. So I think from the academic point of view, you are from the university, you should recognize life skill as a competency skill. Yeah. The same thing, I think I would like to ask Datin Jaiyah, the fact that you have a Muslim-friendly tour guide, which is very good. But again, when we talk about the virtual tour guide, there is an element of a skill that also need to be guided for the tour guide to benchmark certain level of quality. What is a tour guide virtual format is, right? So again, this is the new norm. It will be very good to set up what I call a standard format, what is expected out of them, respect with the competency of doing presentation in the virtual world for the community and so on. And Dr. Betania, the fact that you have gone global in recognizing Halal as a benchmark towards increasing the quality of the assets, which is the hotel, which is the restaurants and so on. So these are very tangible assets. But when we talk about how does you, when you give the rating, how does that rating goes to the industry, where the industry will then learn who are the people who have take effort to do this rating and why they want to do this rating, because that need to be educated to the public. If not, they will be doing it entirely just for the sake of just the responsibility probably, but the public is not being made aware why the brand for giving that rating a very important action or a benefit for them to get funds, to get grants and so on. So there has to be a link regarding the value of that certification of having a Muslim-friendly hotel rating or hospitality rating. Maybe you can help to guide us on that?
Okay, before everybody start to give their very strong suggestions and experience, I will also propose that we start off organically. Maybe first we start as volunteers, and then after that, maybe organizations who are already have the groundworks laid down. Okay, like we see UIA here has a very good 10 years or more track record of the foundations, and then after that, starting from that, we can start to branch in and link perhaps with Dr. No, your organization. And don't forget also, Associate Prof. Dr. Betania, you are also of Indonesian nationality, correct? And what about linking with our neighbors, okay? Because I think Indonesian, Malaysian, and then the Thai, Patani, and so on, the Southeast Asia. So after all, we are actually within the Nusantara. So that kind of harmony spirit is actually what we should also not forget. So this is a great opportunity. Okay, now I let you all to provide the answers of the challenging questions that Dr. Noor has just thrown to all.
Siapa start dulu? I can answer first.
Huh?
I can highlight my answer first. Okay, actually since 2011 we have mentored the Orang Asli in such that we have set up certain modules in training them to ensure that they are confident to do the sharing, because usually the indigenous, their traditional environmental knowledge are not being shared to the public because they feel that it is their culture, but when the elderly have highlighted that it is dying because of their youngsters are not giving more attention and they are not so concerned about their traditional knowledge, and that's where we suggested we are collaborating with our collaborators in order to teach them as local guides, also as anti-poachers. Inshallah, we have set a few training modules in such that it helps them to be more confident and to be recognized at the level or at the national as well as the global. So Orang Asli punya styles, they need to see the output. So when they have seen a good output in Gombak, so I think we are now setting jungle schools in other parts of the state. We have received invitation, even the invitation to set up jungle schools to help the indigenous people in Sabah and Sarawak. So having the challenge of MCO, what we do now, we are creating animation, comic book even to outreach more people, and we are now documenting short documentary to make people more aware about the Orang Asli and what will be their sets of sharing that they can do to improve their social economic situation. So they are among, in Malaysia, they are among the B40 community. So what we do now, we focus more on the education and awareness, and Alhamdulillah, I think we managed to get recognition and been our jungle school has been acknowledged in the UNESCO ESD 2020 report as best practice. So these are our way of creating the ripple. Even the youngsters of Orang Asli now, they are more concerned now about their education. And I think some universities or even NGO are helping them to improve their education level in such that they can assist their community back. So we have got NGOs coming to teach them English, to become a better guide. Even the family members are now helping their elderly to also participate in jungle school activities. Even the designers, we have young Orang Asli getting interested with the arts and craft design as innovation. So I think we are doing our part, but of course we need collaborators, and we are doing more collaborating with all related stakeholders. Thank you.
Okay.
Any more inputs or feedbacks?
Dr. Noor, maybe? Can I?
Okay, is it okay I answer to Dr. Noor just now? Dr. Noor question. Yeah? Is it?
Okay, please.
Okay. Just now Dr. Noor mentioned about the competency, yeah?
Yeah.
So actually in Malaysia as well as ASEAN region, tourist guide course we based on competency-based training. We have a proper competency curriculum, competency-based curriculum. So in fact, those who pass the examination of tourist guide, they are awarded with a Malaysia Skill Certificate Level 3. Yeah. So why I highlighted the virtual tour just now, because to show that tour guiding is very suitable for the young people, because young people now, they love the virtual digitization, so they can venture into that. Correct or not? So that's why. But what I showed just now, only one young people, isn't it? The Yusuf. Only one. The rest all the quite senior. Because majority of tourist guide in Malaysia, I think other country as well, is quite senior. Not many young people venture into this area. So that's why I should encourage and should start now. Okay, thank you. Is it okay, Dr. No? Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr.
Yes. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It's just very short answer, I guess, because this is something to do with the training, and there will be more discussion if you like to have. Indeed, the one that I showed to everyone just now was the slide, what we call the series number 3, whereby I didn't tell about what number 1 is, number 2, the key drivers, keys drive to all this industry. But basically why we do this, because number 1, there is a need. We usually create because there is a need, there is a request. So when there is a need and there is request, then we developed. So what is this actually important to other industries? Yeah, if we can as well see that the Muslim friendly rating tools, when it comes to the implementation, it gives big impact to other industries as well. For example, the halal food and beverage industry, because we know that in the first category, of course, to be considered, the indicator, yeah, for the Muslim friendly hotels, for example, they should provide the halal halal food. So it gives as well the big impact to the halal food beverages industry. It gives Muslim-friendly tourism as well, right? It gives the impact to accommodation industry, so the transportation industry. So there are lots of industries that are related, yeah, to this particular Muslim-friendly. And why is it needed? Yeah, why is it needed? Of course, we see that from the list of the countries who ask to be, rated. We see that most is our neighboring, yeah, as well as some countries. For example, like I have some of the what is it called list here. Even inside Malaysia, if not mistaken, not less than 20 hotels they ask. But this one as well is not mandatory. This is fully based on the request of the hotels owners or hotels. The what we call the committee, whoever is in the technical, yeah. So why do they ask? Why do they request to be rated? Because this is as well related to their marketing, to the Muslims countries. They want to show that, look, our hostel has been rated and we are considered as Muslim friendly, whereby most of the services that we offer to our guests are friendly to the Muslims' need or something. So basically, we are not at all forcing or even trying to, ask. They come and ask and do consultancy, and that's actually why we started to develop. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so in conclusion, may I suggest that I think there are many very competent experts in this group, okay, and also Dr. Noor, if based from the specific skills that we have here as our talent pool, perhaps we can suggest that there is skill sets to be suggested to NOS for certificates level 3, perhaps for jungle skills, survival, biodiversity, sustainability conservation that link to indigenous culture and heritage. Okay, so if you, Dr. Noor, if you, as well as Dr. Norzalifa and Datin Jaiyah, get together, okay, and create these new skill sets, and we actually adapt Dr. Betania's platform of the modular approach that she had created the skills for Muslim friendly tourism. So actually, this will fulfill the really green, I think, visionary roadmap that Dr. Noor had already presented a few days ago. Okay, so concerning about orang asli, we need not Islamize them. It is their culture. Okay, so because if we are going to Islamize them or turn them all into Islam and so on, so we are not in the position of forcing and so on. So it's about maintaining a healthy balance, as well as a green sustainable ecosystem and heritage. And we also want to preserve our biodiversity and create a new sustainable halal income for them. So the halal job or halal job here does not mean that they have to convert into Muslims to enjoy the barakah of Muslim tourism. In fact, I had 2 experiences of going to the orang asli. So, in the dakwah, I don't say you cannot eat pigs or monkey meat, but make sure you cook your pig meat or crocodile meat and so on, cook it in a proper way so that you don't get a parasite. So it's things like that. Like we are accommodating them. We are actually, how do you say, meraikan. We are actually celebrating their diversification and they will not be marginalized. Okay, so now we already have our 4th speaker, Miss Munira. Now, please share your slides and give a brief introduction of yourself. And let's hear from your generation. What is it that your viewpoints, halal, and so on? Okay, so that is going to be, inshallah, very refreshing. So now I leave the session to Miss Munira. Please welcome Munira.
Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon. I think it's afternoon for most, or evening even.
Waalaikumsalam.
So can you see my slides? Okay, I think, is my slide visible?
No, not yet, not yet.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Okay, I need to press OK. Actually, I just took my vaccination yesterday, so I'm having some symptoms, but
Okay.
inshallah I can go through the presentation for now. So, okay, I think, can you see my slide now?
Yes, yes, you can see.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum. My name is Munira Ishak. I am currently in Dubai and I am from Malaysia, Sabah. So just a little bit about my background. This photo is me and my 3 children. I'm a single mom and I like to travel with my children as well. So I used to work in oil and gas industry for 13 years. And last year, I actually decided to start an entrepreneurial journey in October 2020 as an independent franchisee of travel counselors. And I am based in Dubai. So being based in Dubai, actually the decision that made me go into the travel industry is because of the location that I am in. The travel industry in Dubai is not seasonal as it is in most countries in the world, whereby you only travel during school holidays, you only travel during Eid celebrations, Raya celebrations and whatnot. But in Dubai, the travel industry is year long. Every year, every month, there is a reason for travel because of the expat community in UAE. So I have decided to embark on this journey, leaving my full-time job, and also because I wanted to go on a more flexible option in terms of working environment where I am not dependent on time, not dependent on location due to my having a family as well. Being in my previous corporate background, I used to have too much demands in terms of working where I'm not home a lot. So having said that, my previous job has allowed me to travel all over the world as well. To date, that I've traveled to over 20 countries, and most of the countries that I traveled to are due to work, and I've traveled back and forth to them. And I used to live in Malaysia until 2016, and I moved to Dubai in 2016 with my children. And finally, that once I started this journey, I have been privileged to be able to have this flexible kind of lifestyle. So Travel Counselors is a franchise that is originated in the UK, and it's a global network where it's based in many countries. There are 1,800 independent travel counselors franchisee in 7 countries. It is not available in Malaysia, and through my research, I don't think there is such setup in Malaysia yet. It could potentially be a future business opportunity that the younger generation can look into in Malaysia. Maybe not travel counselors, perhaps it could be another similar setup. So Travel Counselors is more on bespoke travel, where we design travel itineraries rather than offering packages. And it has a community of travel experts where not only the setup or as a franchisee as myself, for example, I don't have to be the one that is expert in everything, because I have the travel community that are expert on several locations, that's giving a wider reach all over the world, on any destinations all over the world. So how does this relate to Muslim-friendly travel? Travel Counselors has 1,800, over 1,800 travel experts, and a certain percentage of those are Muslim travel experts. So I've just joined last year, so I couldn't qualify myself as an expert, but we have 2 accredited travel franchisee who are accredited by the Crescent rating body. So the Crescent rating body has accredited 2 of our travel counselors. In 2019, we know that 230 million Muslim tourists are expected to travel by 2026 and spend about 300 billion in the global economy. And as we all know, Malaysia is on top of the list as being the most Muslim-friendly tourism destination, and then next to the United Arab Emirates, Indonesia, and Turkey. And there are reasons why these locations are Muslim-friendly tourism destination. And having lived in Dubai for 5 years now, I have noticed how much the Muslim-friendly tourism has changed, especially in Dubai, and how tolerant everyone, Muslim or non-Muslim, to the Muslim-friendly travel. So some of the characteristics that caters for the Muslim travelers, as we all know, in Dubai, we have a lot of dry hotels where there is zero alcohol served in the hotel. Of course, to cater for the global market, there are also hotels that serve alcohol, but in Dubai, there are a lot of, the whole building does not serve alcohol whatsoever. Halal food is widespread. So what I've noticed, the difference between Malaysia and United Arab Emirates is that the halal food, in Malaysia, we have the category of non-halal restaurants. Whereas here in Dubai, in general, all restaurants need to be halal, but those that serve alcohol are categorized as licensed places. And there are certain restaurants that serve pork, for example, but it is not labeled as so, but it is known when you are a licensed establishment that you would probably serve pork. And this is known as a guidance for everyone who travels here. So in Dubai, they have gender segregated hotel facilities, gym, pool, beach. There are women's only beach. There are women's only pool or pool days. There are women's only gyms. Of course, prayer rooms is abundance in UAE, wherever we go. So when I advise my customers to travel, even within UAE or anywhere else, I will do my own research of how easy it is for prayer rooms, even halal food, no loud parties, late night events, casinos, family-friendly rooms, facilities, and designated Islamic holidays, for example, Eid, Muharram, and any other Muslim Islamic holidays. The whole of Dubai is declared a dry night where alcohol is not allowed to be served. So these are among the characteristics that I have learned over the years to embark into Muslim-friendly travel. So the Muslim travelers have understood, and the Muslim travel industry has evolved to cater for these must-haves, the need to haves, the good to have, and nice to have. So the need to have are the things that they can't go there, or if it's not friendly at all, then for me as a travel advisor, I would advise them to choose another destination, for example. If there is absolutely no halal food available, or it's hard for prayer facilities, or the water-friendly washroom, there has to be some kind of work around it. And more importantly, Islamophobia. Because if there is Islamophobia in the region, then it's hard for us to get from one place to another. You know, we could be subject to harassment and similar whatnots. So the good to have, if there are social causes like Ramadan services, local Muslim experiences, places where we can visit like Islamic histories, for example, in Turkey or Jordan, a lot of the Middle Eastern countries. And of course, nice to have places where, especially like in Dubai, we have full dry hotels. No non-halal is served, or no parties is allowed, no loud music. So these are nice to have, which a lot of the countries like Malaysia and UAE has provided for the Muslim travelers. And we know that the tools nowadays that are available, like for example, the online tools, blogs, we have a lot of Muslim-friendly travel bloggers available. So information has been very widespread and easily accessible. Inspiration is there. You know, wearing your hijab is no longer an issue nowadays when we travel. Back then, because there was a lot of Islamophobia, people tend to switch the hijab with a cap. For example, when my mom used to travel in the 80s, 90s, she used to switch just to avoid the Islamophobia. But nowadays, it's not an issue anymore in a lot of the countries. And the countries that are a little bit behind are embarking themselves to be Muslim-friendly traveler destination. Example, Korea has done very well with this. I myself have traveled to Korea, and halal food is not as scarce as it used to be. And Japan is trying to get there. They've published some articles this year of how Japan is trying to catch up with the Muslim-friendly travel. And for example, there is Maldives in Arabian Travel Market 2021 earlier this year, held in May in Dubai. Maldives launched their Muslim-friendly travel campaign, whereas they have become, or they are actually still a halal-friendly or Muslim-friendly travel destination. So what I do as a business is bespoke traveling. So this picture is a picture of my children when we went to Georgia. Bespoke traveling is more of, rather than we offer just packages, we offer bespoke traveling opportunities. So the travel industry has evolved tremendously over the years, but now bespoke traveling is no longer, you know, the high-end product only, where only the rich and the established can access. But nowadays, with opportunities like travel counselors, we offer bespoke traveling at a more affordable rate. It's more accessible. I'm home-based, therefore I create my own community. My customers I have a very personal relationship with them. And I work with a lot of most prestigious hotels all over the world and the destination management company, including in Malaysia, patiently waiting for Malaysia to open. And I already established a contact with Malaysian travel agents so that we can actually send people who are based here to travel to Malaysia. And it enables independent travel advisors such as myself for the Muslim traveler. For example, if we, aside from Umrah and Hajj, when people are traveling, for example, now the popular destination from Dubai is some of the Eastern European countries, such as Georgia. And the bigger questions are, how easy is it to find halal food? And when we talk to our travel partners in Georgia, for example, it's not the same as maybe 5 to 10 years ago, where they don't even know what the word halal means. When I say halal, they immediately know what it is. Because I remember traveling for work about 10 years ago. When I say I need halal food, they don't know what it means. They said, is it the way you cook? Is it the way you clean? And I've had to explain to them what halal food means. So with bespoke traveling, we are able to create any travel experience that is accessible to everyone, even now too, as a Muslim-friendly kind of travel experience. So, so that's it from me for today. I'm keeping it short as I have been battling with my symptoms as well. So these are my websites for you to visit, and feel free to get in touch with me at any time in case there are further questions. And I think, is there a Q&A session now?
Yes, there is a Q&A session. So for our attendees as well as for our previous speakers today, and Dr. Noor also, if you have anything you will want to highlight.
Yeah, sure. Miss Munira, I think you are really an implementer of halal tourism. So the fact that you are embracing your entrepreneurship skill to get into a journey of what it takes to be a halal tourism operator, right? So I think that is a very enriching, experience regarding the opportunity, the challenges, and to a certain extent you want to sustain the family life, because being a single mom. I would recommend you, because under Sasnet we have a bookstore or the e-bookstore for Sasnet Library. It would be a good selling point or a good write-up if you can do a 35 page slides about what it takes to be a halal tourism operator or halal tourism entrepreneur, and the journey of the do's and don'ts that you have to encounter. Just, I think you will make a bookseller. You know, you can be one of the top seller for your book, because many people will not know the experience you went through. So that is a life journey itself, yeah, because you're embarking from a full new frontier, which is Dubai. And not only that, you changing your career from oil and gas to something which is new to you, and while you're trying to service the customers which is not Malaysian again. So I think there's a lot of things very enriching, and it itself is income generator income generator. So we in Sasnet, we have that bookstore, so we can help push authors like you or presenters like you that can make your life journey as an income builder. All right. So I think that will support also your branding as a halal entrepreneur, and that will also help attract other people, not only to become writer, but also to embark on the journey as like what you do and get prepared. In this case, they also want to be part of this tourism sector. You know, that's my to encourage you more.
Okay, Madam Munira, I think you have done a very great effort and a very brave, because for typical Malaysian, okay, who dare to venture out of Malaysia with your children and start business. So I hope you will be the icon for the future generation Y as well as millennials. So when you have something to show and you have walked that path, okay, so it is something challenging, scary, but it is not impossible. Like the Malay saying, they say, jauh perjalanan, puas pemandangan. Okay, and rezeki halal. Okay, so I will also propose to Brother Noor, the CEO of this event, that all of us presenters as well as those who had attended for the past few days, perhaps there should be a kind of follow-up so that we grow organically and we help each other with the halal networks, research, business, sharing our networks, so that whatever that had been done will not die or be forgotten halfway just for the sake of a seminar or conference, but it is towards a greater growth and sustainability. Like Dr. Noor, her branding in my mind now is she is the green lady and sustainability lady. Hopefully with the help of Dr. Betania and Dr. Zalifa also, sustainable, Sharia compliant, Muslim friendly, and so on. Okay, so right now I would like to call upon Dr. Iskandar, who is actually a very young scientist also, with his IT-based apps and he is also a very dynamic CEO. Dr. Iskandar, I won't give you justice by introduction because I cannot remember and memorize all your good deeds in halal. Perhaps you can introduce yourself, okay, and also promote holistic labs and so on. I now pass on the session to you. Please, Dr. Iskandar, welcome him as the halal champion at IT.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, can I just do a sound check? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Okay.
very clearly.
Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and very good afternoon. Is it afternoon in Malaysia? We are going to evening, by the way. Okay, I'm assuming that in Arab Saudi it's still afternoon. Okay, first of all, okay, I would like to say thank you very much, okay, to the organizer, especially, okay, Prof Alina. Okay, so a long time friends, okay, that we involved, okay, in terms of halal. We do research together. Okay, we also travel, okay, to Korea last time, I think, okay, to do some kind of talk, okay, over there. So I think that for today's session, okay, it is more related about Muslim-friendly hospitality. Is it correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm not sure. Okay, by the way, Prof Alina, I just want to check again. Okay, how much time do I have? Okay, for my session, so-called my session. Okay, is it 10 minutes, 20 minutes?
I would say you have about 25 to 30 minutes, yes.
Okay, about no more than 30 minutes.
Actually, Brother No told us that it is actually flexi time because it's not just a matter of presentation but also collaboration and networking. And for us attendees and so on, I think it's okay also if we want for those who want to catch Asa, okay, maybe take a short break and also after this come back so that the dialogue and information sharing and networking can be can keep going on. Okay, so Dr. Iskandar, I leave it to Dr. Noor and you can still present, okay? And we also want to join the Q&A and knowledge sharing and networking also.
Okay, all right. So basically, I can just proceed again. The thing is that first thing first, I just want to clarify things. Okay, I'm not young. I'm not sure whether why is it I'm in the session. Okay, by the way, I've been with UTM for more than 20 years now. Okay, so I'm not qualified as a young person, right? Just for some background, okay, information about me. By the way, thank you very much to Miss Munira. So I really interested, okay, to visit Dubai soon. Hopefully the travel bubble will be lifted up. Okay, the lockdown will be lifted up. So the thing is that I'm really want to travel. Okay, I can't remember the last time that I traveled by plane. I can't even experience. Okay, the last time. Okay, I will be awkward. Okay, just to board the plane. Okay, but again, we hope soon that we can just travel, okay, not only locally, okay, but also internationally. Okay, so in terms of my background, okay, at the moment, I'm with Azman Hashim International Business School, okay, UTM Skudai. By the way, I'm in Johor. I've been with UTM for more than 22 years now. Okay, I'm a senior lecturer over there. My background is in computer science. Okay, computer science. So some people might say that, okay, since you are in computer science, what does it do with halal? Okay, right. By the way, I'm not an ustad. By the way, do not ask questions. Okay, specific question about Sharia. I will not be able. I will try my best, but might fail in answering the Sharia part of questions. But if you want to ask me question about maybe something on technical, something on IT, yes, most probably I think maybe I can just entertain those kind of questions. Okay, so since I'm from computer science, okay, but again at the moment I'm with Azman Hashim International Business School, but at the same time, as mentioned by Prof Alina just now, we started a spin-off company. Okay, a spin-off company by the name of Holistic Labs Niam Berhad back in 2015. Okay, the main objective of the spin-off company is to commercialize. Okay, that is the keyword. Okay, to commercialize the R&D outcomes from our university. Okay, so back in 2009, I set up this one Holistic Research Lab. Okay, so Holistic Research Lab specifically conduct research related to halal industry. So we are talking about certification, we are talking about auditing, looking at various different kind of scheme. So I'm sure that everybody already know about different kind of scheme in terms of halal. We have food and beverages, cosmetic, pharmaceutical, all those different kind of area. But we also try to focus in terms of the challenges, the problems, the complaints, okay, that usually raised by the consumer, raised by the triple helix members, university, government, as well as the industry. So people say that to get halal certificate is very difficult. It is very complex. Okay, some of them might say that it is expensive. So we want to know more, okay, about these various different kind of problems and also challenges, and we hope that one day we can come up with some kind of solution in terms of technology. Okay, so Alhamdulillah, from the research back in 2009 and fast forward 2015, okay, we managed to set up the spin-off company, and through this company we are commercializing all the outcomes from that research, and we produce various different kind of innovations. Okay, among them is Quick Halal. Quick Halal is actually an apps that can assist company to conduct the halal audit either internally, okay, for the company, and also it can be used by the external auditor. For example, like the authority, okay, JAKIM, JAIN, all those different kind of CBs. So you can use these apps. Okay, by the way, it is operated, okay, using Android or maybe Apple iOS phone, and you have all the complete checklists, okay, coming from various different kind of standards as well as the manual procedure pensijilan halal Malaysia. So we know that one of the challenges for the auditors is that you need to bring all the paper, okay, paper checklists, okay, and also you need to capture the evidence, and after that you need to compile, but we try to streamline this process. Okay, so we already commercialized, alhamdulillah, we successfully commercialized this product, and one of our client at the moment is McDonald's Malaysia. Okay, so in Malaysia we have somewhere around 320 outlets of McDonald's, and they already use Quick Halal to handle and also try to facilitate the halal operations, okay, in each of the outlets. Okay, they've been using Quick Halal since 2018, and this year is the 3rd year they've been using, okay, this technology, alhamdulillah. Okay, besides that, we also have other different kind of technologies, for example, like Academy, and now we are finalizing our 3rd technology. It's more on try to facilitate the engagement between the company who wants to get halal certification, not only in Malaysia but everywhere in the world, as well as the advisor. Okay, so we have advisor, we have the consultant, we have the client. So now we have a system, something like the Salesforce, which can coordinate, okay, the jobs of consultant as well as the company in order for this group, okay, to work together in order for the industry to get the halal certificate. Okay, so we hope to launch, okay, this system somewhere around July or maybe August this year, and we hope that it can also help the halal industry. So that is a bit of background, okay, for me. So I'm an academician, okay, as well as so-called an entrepreneur. So I'm wearing 2 different kind of hats. So if you have any questions later, okay, I will try to entertain. Okay, I'm not sure whether, okay, should I share my presentation slides? Okay, I have a slide, but I don't think that I'm going to cover so much, okay, because I don't want this to be something like a classroom session. Okay, so this is not a class or classroom session, or maybe, okay, hold on. Okay, can you see the slides now?
Belum lagi. Cannot see it.
No, okay, hold on.
Not yet.
Okay. Okay, how about now?
No,
Belum lagi.
belum.
Okay.
No, no.
See,
Go to
not
the share
appear.
screen. Screen sharing.
Yeah, I've already put. Okay,
And then you tekan one of the screen and then share first.
okay, how about now?
And share, and then go to your slides. And then you blow up your slides.
Okay, stop. Okay, start screen sharing.
And then you tekan one screen, one of your page too. And then you go to your file, to the file that you want to. And then
Okay,
you,
this is quite embarrassing. Okay, I'm a computer science lecturer, but somehow I cannot bring out my slides. Okay, how about now? Okay, maybe it will take some time. Okay, because of the delay.
yeah, it could be.
Okay. So how about now?
Belum lagi.
Okay. Okay, then we will able to content.
Kena send to Dr. Nur. Dr. Nur kena buka juga.
Yeah.
Okay. Why not we just try one more time? Okay, last time. Okay, final. Right. If you still cannot, then I will have no choice just to share my slides to Dr. Noor. All right. Okay, so I've already choose my window.
Once you choose your window, you share. There you go. Yes. Well
Yes,
done.
you know?
Okay,
Yeah.
now
Yes, yes.
we can see the slides.
All right. Okay. Okay, so I think maybe somewhere around 15 minutes. So I will be quite quick. Okay, with all the slides. By the way, my intention is not to teach everyone, but again, based on the questions that I see in one of the column. Okay, a few things that we need to clarify is in terms of the definitions. But before we go into the definitions, okay, since the topic today is more about the Muslim friendly hospitality, so I just want to highlight about the benefits and also about the opportunities, but also the challenges, okay, in terms of the Islamic tourism or Muslim friendly hospitality, halal travel, all those different kind of terms that we already use, okay, in this discussion. So if you look at the latest, not latest, this one is back in 2019 in terms of the statistics that I gained from the global Islamic economy. So we can say that, okay, there is a huge benefit and also opportunities in terms of the Islamic economy. Okay, so according to that report, they classify the Islamic economy into various different kind of area, and one of them is the Muslim-friendly travel. And in fact, it is one of the component here, and they estimate somewhere around USD 194 billion. Okay, in terms of value for the Muslim-friendly hospitality, beside then halal food and other different kind of area. But we already know that because of COVID-19 and also because of the pandemic, okay, we need to revise back in terms of the projections, okay, and also the opportunity. So from 194 billion, so based on that report, okay, they say that there is a significant and also huge decrease, okay, in terms of this area. So from 194 billion down to 558 billion in 2020, and I think that it will continue, okay, as long as we have COVID-19. Maybe this is the area which suffers the most. Okay, besides that, food and beverages, cosmetic, and so on and so forth, I think Muslim-friendly hospitality, or maybe travel by itself is the area which is the most affected one. Okay, so I think even though there is a challenges, but we still are quite optimistic that COVID-19 will be, not say that disappear, can be controlled at least, and we can just go back to our new normal, okay, environment and also new normal life, okay, and we hope that we can still travel, but again, try to look at the Islamic tourism. This is one of the questions that has been asked, okay, by Mr. Muhammad, okay, just now, and just try to reiterate back, okay, Islamic tourism undertaken in the state of travel that is in accordance Islam. So this is the definition that I take the Islamic Tourism Center Malaysia 2020. So again, in Malaysia, okay, we have this one center that encourage and also try to promote, okay, the Islamic tourism. Okay, besides that, we also have another perspective, okay, saying that Islamic tourism is not only limited only about halal food, as mentioned by Ms. Munirah just now. Okay, it is we are quite lucky. Malaysia, okay, Dubai and UAE, because we are the majority Muslim country. So to get halal food is not really that difficult. Okay, to find any kind of tourism-oriented places, okay, it's not really that difficult. To perform our prayer, we don't have any kind of challenges. All right. So, but again, when we talk about Islamic tourism, it also encompasses other various different kind of areas. For example, like hotels, resort, restaurant, airlines. Okay, even though we don't have any halal airlines or Muslim or maybe Sharia compliant airlines, we used to have that, okay, a couple of years ago, but we don't have any dedicated, okay, airlines that only covers halal food, only covers, okay, the modest stewardess or maybe steward, for example. But again, we can have some kind of guidelines and to help Muslim user to get the appropriate services, okay, with all these various different kind of facilities. And with all these different kind of facilities, one of the area in terms of the Islamic tourism is that it doesn't serve alcoholic beverages. For example, as mentioned by Miss Munira just now, in terms of dry hotels, okay, so at the moment we don't have yet, okay, dry airlines, okay, and other different kind of resorts and so on and so forth. But this is another perspective that we can look in terms of the Islamic tourism. So another perspective is the Muslim-friendly hospitality. So I would like, for me personally, I like to use this term, okay, in terms of instead of the halal hotel, halal tourism, or maybe Islamic tourism, because from this, okay, we can see, we can look in terms of the broader aspect. So Muslim-friendly hospitality services are products or services in the travel and tourism industry guided by the Sharia requirement that cater to or provide facilities suitable for Muslim travelers. Okay, so that is the definition for the Muslim-friendly hospitality services. Okay, now when you talk about Muslim-friendly hospitality services, okay, for example, when you talk about the consumer, okay, or the user coming from the Muslim majority country, we don't have those kind of challenges basically. Alright, because it is quite easy, okay, even though there are halal and also non-halal food, okay, in Malaysia, for example, but for us to get the halal food is not really a challenges. But I would like to try to narrow down in terms of the challenges for us as a Muslim who wants to travel to other country, which is the other country which is a minority Muslim. Okay, so for example, we like to travel to various different kind of country which is really beautiful. Okay, for example, like Thailand. Okay, beautiful beaches. Okay, very famous with your various different kind of tourism landmark and so on and so forth. Okay, even for us in Malaysia, we like to travel to Thailand. Okay, unfortunately, we cannot travel now. Okay, especially to gain or try to get their durians, for example, right? So when I talk about in Thailand, they also have various different kind of efforts, okay, towards this Muslim-friendly hospitality. And one of the university which is really active, okay, in terms of Islamic tourism and also other different kind of research in terms of halal is Chulalongkorn University. Okay, and we have Prof Vinay Dahlan, one of the, okay, I can say that icon, okay, in terms of halal research and development, okay, in Thailand. So when I talk about Bangkok, for example, specifically in Thailand, they already have, okay, one good example, okay, the first halal hotel in Bangkok, okay, they call it as Almiruz. Okay, so when I talk about Almiruz, okay, I have the opportunity, I'm very lucky, okay, to stay there twice, okay, and in fact, I'm very, very impressed, okay, by the way, how they set up, okay, the hotel. Okay, so it is actually a 4-star hotel situated in the middle of Bangkok, and this is an example of the outlets of Almiruz. Okay, if you look from the beginning when you enter Almiruz Hotel, okay, the staff itself, okay, themselves is already complying, okay, to the requirements of when we talk about halal hotel or maybe Muslim-friendly hospitality. Okay, the staff is Muslim, and not only Muslim, they also wear modest, okay, attire, okay, uniform. So that is the first perceptions, okay, that we can see. And beside than that, okay, they already have their own surau. Okay, not only surau, their surau, oh my god, it's really, really beautiful. And the architecture and also the landscape, okay, is more towards the Muslim and also Islamic, okay, architecture, right? And of course, when we talk about the food all is halal. So now we can see that this is a good example for any other Muslim minority country who wants to apply. You can also follow this kind of standards and also model. Okay, so beside than that, if you look in terms of Korea, okay, so this one has been mentioned by several of our speakers as well as Miss Munira as well. Okay, so when I talk about in Korea, it's no longer a problem. Yes, it's not really as easy as in Malaysia or maybe in Dubai, but they are more open, okay, towards catering, okay, the Muslim needs. Okay, so, and in fact, if you look at, there are various different kind of campaigns in South Korea to promote, okay, halal or maybe Muslim-friendly hospitality, okay, in Korea. So, if you can see my slides, okay, we also have the Korean translation because this is the slide that I used, okay, previously, okay, to to teach some of few of their students in one university to apply through or to embrace the Muslim friendly hospitality. And one thing that I want to relate back to our discussion, since we are talking about the young generations, so of course when I talk about another reason why people like to go to South Korea is because of the K-pop. I'm not sure whether it's only for the young, maybe for the older people like me, for example, maybe we are also like to watch the Korean drama. But according to the study that they've been conducted, according to the travel provider, tourism provider over there, they really want to cater the younger audience. For example, here our audience is young, between 25 to 30 years old, and very influenced by K-pop and also Instagram. So I think that when I talk about, I'm not sure whether Instagram is still something that being used by this younger generation, because nowadays we already have other different kind of social media. They have the Snapchat, they also have TikTok, all those different kind of things. But again, I'm assuming that Instagram is still being used because people would like to share their travel journey, their experience, for example. All right. So I think one of the area in terms of South Korea, they can embrace the Muslim friendly hospitality because it will bring a lot of income to them. And in fact, in Korea, for example, they already have their mosque. So for those Muslim, for example, like us, when we travel to Korea, usually we're not going to miss this one mosque in Itaewon, in South Korea, whereby we can see lots and lots of Muslim perform prayers and also just want to visit as part of their tourism destination. So this is also for example, this is just a photo of my family. So we love Korea. We hope that maybe after the lockdown we can go there. To get halal food is no longer a problem, and in fact we can also enjoy their traditional costume. Is it hanbok? I can't really remember. And this is also things that we can enjoy as a Muslim who travel to Korea. Try to embrace. And also get to know. Their culture. In Korea. And of course, besides that, we as a Malaysian, we love to play snow, because in Malaysia, the only snow that we can get is in our fridge. But that doesn't count. So we hope that we can also play snow in those countries. For example, like in Korea. This is another area which, for example, if you can suggest the South Korean tourism board, for example, to provide more package to visit this traditional landmark. And of course, I think this is another area whereby lots of Malaysia and also lots of Muslim would like to visit. And if you want to know more about halal food and beverages, or maybe halal guide, you can also refer to this Facebook page, Halal Korea, or at Halal Watch Korea, to know more about the information on how to travel in Korea. And in fact, in Korea, they also provide some kind of technology. So talking from the perspective of tech people, so one of the area that we can assist travelers, tourists, for example, is to find halal food. So I think this is the area whereby we should focus, creating some kind of facilities for the travelers, especially the Muslim, to find for us to easier get the halal food, to find the halal restaurant, to find the Muslim friendly hospitality services in Korea. And they already have this. If you want to know more, you can just download the KMF apps in Android or maybe in iOS. So it will be easier for you. So this is one among the top halal food and beverages in Korea. I'm not sure. I never eat this ramen, for example, but it is from my understanding, it is very, very popular among the younger ones. But at the same time, when I talk about in Korea, they also have some kind of guidelines in terms of Muslim friendly restaurant categories. So since in Korea, they have KMF. By the way, when I talk about KMF and also another certification bodies, right, they doesn't those certification bodies is not regulated by the government, not like Malaysia. We have JAKIM, we have Jaiyah, all those are regulated by the government, even though we are not compulsory as well as them, but they also have some kind of efforts to promote. So if you look at the categories, they have 4 different kind of categories, for example, like the pork-free, Muslim-friendly, self-certified, and also halal certified. Okay, based on these 4, of course, we can say that, okay, halal certified is the highest standards, or maybe the highest recognition, okay, compared to other different kind of logo. But here again, we need to understand that, okay, it is still not compulsory, and we can just use this one as a guideline according to your preference. If you think that you really want to get the halal certified, then you can just go for this one logo. Or maybe if you want to go for other, I'm not saying that we try to be really flexible, okay, in terms of our faith. No, okay, but again, this can be some kind of guidelines for you to find any kind of restaurant or maybe food premises that can cater different kind of, okay, halal and also Muslim friendly food. Okay, so you can also look at the blogs. Okay, it is no longer problematic, okay, for us to find informations, okay, halal restaurant, okay, not only in Korea but in the world. Again, just another example. Okay, halal kitchen, okay, is one of the traditional halal restaurant, okay, located in Seoul, whereby we can just visit, and somehow I managed to find, okay, meet Brother Hussein. Okay, I think his name is, yes, Brother Hussein, who is really friendly, okay, friendly and also very helpful, okay, in terms of catering, okay, the Muslim who visited his, okay, restaurant. And in fact, I can say that the majority of the visitor to his restaurant is coming from either Malaysia, Indonesia, maybe Thailand, and other different kind of, okay, Muslim country. Okay, so we can also visit, okay, Yangot. This is also very popular, okay, in South Korea, okay, Yeoksam, for example. So if you want to try the barbecue, okay, halal barbecue, okay, you can also visit this place, right? In Busan, they also have various different kind of halal restaurant, not the halal certified, but they say that, okay, that one is Muslim friendly. So according to them, okay, they are serving only halal raw material, for example, like halal meat and also halal poultry, okay, and we can say that, okay, this one can be enjoyed by the Muslim as well. All right, I think that's it from me. Okay, so I don't want to make this, okay, like a class or maybe some lecture session. I'm looking forward for any kind of questions, so that if I try to my best, okay, to answer the questions, or maybe we can just discuss, okay, afterwards, okay, so that we can just learn together. But again, if you want to know more, okay, about companies, okay, Holistic Labs Neighborhood, you can visit either one of these different kind of social media channel. We already have our YouTube channel, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, as well as if you want to connect with me using, okay, LinkedIn, okay, you can just type Iskandar Ilyas, so we can just connect through LinkedIn. So I think that's it from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Iskandar. I think it is, I would say, Hamza Hamida. So I think a lot of the Malaysians are crazy of the Korean makeups and beauty, health and beauty, a lot of the wellness products also. And Korea seems to be very much understanding the halal community globally. All right. So yep. I think what makes Malaysia all of a sudden become second place towards bringing halal products to a global platform, this is something, a big question mark. How come other countries can lead the embrace of halal, where they can understand doing a lot of things for the respect that they can make the ecosystem more friendly and more acceptable. So I think the fact that you have done a very good apps in terms of how to make travelers go easy into Korea, I think this is one of the success story about application of Muslim travelers and how to guide them. Likewise, even for the Muslim communities coming to Malaysia, a lot of them probably need to be guided with this kind of apps. It's just a matter of the two-way communication in terms of how do we guide them with these apps. And we don't have many people who understood how to develop apps for these tourism sector. I think there is a big market to be tapped. And now that we are in COVID section, this is a preparation for if we have the grooming area of entrepreneurs that can be led with this kind of apps platform. This will make Malaysia probably lead again in our bringing our, the binoculars of halal back to Malaysia. If not, people are looking elsewhere. This is my uptake.
Yeah, inshallah.
Maybe Datin Jai want to say something, because Datin Jai of trips to Korea and also doing halal certification for North.
Tak ada. No.
Dr. Betania, you have anything? I know you do a lot of halal acupuncture services coming in. How do you bring services on top of into an application so that people will start to do booking for our halal medical services, so that the apps that Dr. Iskandar is developing can help bring the knowledge about our Malaysian halal or herbal or our local traditional treatment can be also on top of your halal apps.
Dr. Noor? Dr. Iskandar, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you so much. Maybe, yes, like what Dr. Noor was saying, I'm actually doing lots of training on Korean hand therapy. I've been doing it since 1990, 199. Yes, I was certified 1992 and now still teaching lots of classes online now because of the pandemic. So maybe we can talk about something to do with the apps or anything, because it's really in line with what we call the Muslim friendly. There are lots of theories or concepts that is so friendly to the Muslims' needs and requirements. So maybe we like to just want to see how the training is and how the module, how do we conduct the classes. You're welcome to our Korean hand therapy, so-called Muslim friendly. Thank you.
Hand therapy. Okay, I never heard about hand therapy before, but really interesting.
It's called Koryo Suji Chim.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I've been doing it since, mashallah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And everything is indeed done in hand only. So very any problem, no need to open the scarves, clothes, anything. So
wow.
We'll contact. I'll contact you, inshallah.
Okay. Yeah, great, fantastic. Okay, inshallah.
Yes. It's really good platform. Thank you, Prof. Alina as well.
Dr. Iskandar, for me, with the fact that Koreans are quite, closely knitted to our Malaysian culture, my interest is to bring the halal gold dinar into your platform so that people would purchase using gold dinar, digital asset, using the gold as the back currency. So there is an element of how we integrate between the halal communities and the Muslim communities on how we do trading using gold as a back for exchange of not barter trade, but in exchange of they buying gold from Malaysia as a product, and then they can also transfer their cash back to Korea. So these are some of the digital asset fintech, I would say, that can be integrated into your app. So I'm more interested to integrate with you on this.
Wow. Okay. All right, Dr. No. Yes, that one is one of the area. Okay. Again, if you try to look back at the slides, the first slides that I show, okay, in terms of the opportunities, in terms of global Islamic economy, one of the biggest area is actually on Islamic finance, right? So even Islamic finance can be considered as half of the portions of the global Islamic Islamic economy. So when I talk about Islamic fintech, so now that area is beyond my reach actually. Even just looking for halal, in terms of halal certification, audit, and so on and so forth, that one is already being covered a lot. But when talk about fintech, that is another new territory that is very, very interesting. And in fact, we need to know more. We need to explore more, in that area. So yes, when I talk about dinar, for example, in terms of the transaction, before we can just embark in terms of this Islamic fintech, we also need to make sure that all the transaction is safe. Because we are dealing with people's money. So if we cannot develop some kind of a platform, that is really secure, then we might have some kind of problems. Lots of problems actually. And in fact, that's why there are lots of discussion about blockchain. Not only now, but for several years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, we are talking about blockchain. But unfortunately, we cannot see any concrete development in terms of the Islamic blockchain up until now. And in fact, if we try to relate back, in terms of the current fiasco that we have unfortunately in Malaysia, in terms of halal meat. So when I talk about the imported halal meat, and somehow people are panicked, they're saying that that one is either not halal meat, not cow's meat, but it's also related to kangaroo. All those different all these are just speculation. We are not sure whether it is true or not. But again, it's going back to the needs of that blockchain. But people like to talk, but we see little actions. In terms of that, right? So what we need to do?
We have it. Skanda, the platform is already being developed. It's running. So it was launched about 2 months ago. So that's why it's something under the advisory of IIUM juga. So it is already under the it's already been launched lah. So I want to share with you and probably discuss with you on this. Yes. So it's not something under development. It's already been marketed.
Great. Fantastic. Yes. So the thing is that these are the things that we want to see in development, and also try to push to the market. So from the perspective of academics, for example, so we need to work together. All right, we need to work together. We need to support each other. For example, since IIUM already have that, so for example, like in UTM, so we don't need to develop the same kind of thing. So instead of looking us as the competitors, why not we just sit down and collaborate together? Right?
Done. It's already there. So it's a matter of you taking part of the. It's already. So people are already signing up. People are already buying and selling the gold. So this is already a digital gold asset fintech. So it's not something that you need endorsement. So it's already Sharia compliance, all done.
Great.
All right. So it's just a matter of how you want to market it on your platform so that you get sales. That's all.
Yes.
So it's all about
I would like to congratulate Dr. Noor and also your team for having that solution. So of course, if you can just contact, or maybe not only me, we can just work together. We can support each other. So that at the end of the day, the main objective is simple, so that everybody can gain the benefit out of it.
Yes, that's what it is. The ecosystem is ready.
Yes.
It's good.
Great. Fantastic.
Okay, Skanda, we will, if you can later on text to Dr. Muhammad, and then Dr. Muhammad will send your contact to me. We'll definitely, we will meet soon, inshallah, next week. Yeah.
Inshallah. Great. Fantastic.
Thank you, Dr. Alina. We have the next speaker, inshallah.
Yes, the last speaker is Mr. Andy Oi.
I think there is another speaker after Andy. Andy is not the last speaker itself yet.
Oh, really? Brother No told me Andy Oi is the last speaker. Mr. Andy Oi is our second last speaker. Are you able to keep in touch with Mr. Andy Oi?
Yeah, he has gone to the attendee side. So I nampak nama dia kat attendee. So we have to make him as a presenter. Let me see.
Okay. How do we get him to be the presenter?
Because I asked him to come onto the speaker side, tapi I the other day we able to do it for Datin Ras, but I'm not sure today. Can you do that as an organizer? Can you bring him as a NDO as a presenter?
Okay. I can only make the presenter if the person is as a co-organizer. But at the SME, it seems that I can only enable him to talk. I cannot make him the co-presenter.
Ask him to talk because he goes to the other side. Tu yang jadi susah dia.
You mentioned there is another speaker. We try to accommodate all speakers and we try to end by 7:30. Is it okay on Malaysian time? Okay, I'm trying to get Brother Noor to make Mr. Andy Uy to become part of our co-organizer so that we can attach his slides. Okay, so do you have Mr. Andy Oy's contact number? Okay, while we let Dr. Isra to begin the preparation to present his slides.
Okay. Can't hear you.
Andy,
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you, but
Okay.
Can you show your slides? Can you share your slides?
I don't have a slide. It will be only on the live presentation.
Okay, all right. You can.
Okay. Please welcome Mr. Andy Uy, who is also going to give an audio presentation. Okay, Mr. Andy Uy, please introduce yourself as well as the area of your interest in Muslim-friendly tourism, hospitality, as well as your previous interest or experience. Please welcome Mr. Andy Uy.
Thank you very much, MC. Very good evening to you. And today, I think the last speaker was me, that we were talking about logistic transportation. So I'm touching on the importance of the halal logistics, whereby that is still not popular in Malaysia. So whereby the young talents into migrating into approach of the transportation logistics services is very important. So as you see, we have the whole days, whole week, we have so many presenters about halal products, and the demand of the halal products worldwide becomes more important, as well as the transportation that's been overlooked. Currently, there's not too many people that actually certified halal logistics, where I think this is one of the core of the action for migrating to get the certification for the 3PL services, in 3 to the warehouse, and then the road transportation by sea and by air, from there to deliver to the end user, whereby it's all going to be a halal certified, where the product is being segregation, delivered in the correct manner as complies to the Sharia guideline. So generally now, the whole world actually has got so much of demand. Not only the Muslim community, there is 1.9 billion the whole worldwide, the Muslim community, but the non-Muslims are actually looking out to buy products of halal products where it's all hygiene and clean, healthy. So the demand in the future will become more greater. So I've been in logistics since 70s for the past 45 years. We handle general cargo by road, by air, sea, warehousing, packaging as well. So we are also moving towards the halal logistic 3PL services. So in the sense that we have to comply, and because of the demand of the world for the halal delivery. Also the Japanese Olympic Games village that also issue circulars that all product into the village got to be halal certified, as well as the delivery part of it, you know. So with this, I think we are also organizing logistic in terms of franchise onto the shipping logistic education, where the young generation actually can practice into the business. At the same time, they learn once a week over the weekend for a year to get their diploma certificate or degree certificate and to operate their business more professionally. With this, I think the halal logistics is being not a core important, have been overlooked among the products of halal industry. This is one of the services that I've been emphasizing for the last 2 years, that we have to get them moving towards a halal logistic certification. So with this little bit of information on the logistic, I think most of the people who in the group here, that they know what is logistic transportation, which might very much that don't have to explain, but I think the halal logistic is something that very new to the market that I think we have to explore. So with this, I wonder if there's any question coming out from the group here that just for discussion purposes, that how we can actually think about the halal logistic and play a role into your halal products that you are producing or exporting. So Dr. No, I have this bit of sharing. I'd like to invite any question that anyone has to share, and part of the logistic in their business that we expected to require, that we can actually learn here.
Yeah, indeed, yes, great. I think I've known you for quite some time. The fact that you being very experienced in terms of understanding how logistics has transformed, from the old traditional trading to now halal trading, and from the typical logistic and warehousing to now halal logistic and warehousing. So, and even for the transportation in terms of the fridge, the halal cold room and all that. So this is a tremendous, need, because the requests by the community are already increasing, and with the fact that, as you say, competency is still not being applied in most of the suppliers, by the suppliers, or the suppliers are not looking at it from the point of view that there is an enforcement coming out from this. I think this is where I believe competency without enforcement will not be effective. Yeah. So if there is already an enforcement saying that every trade forwarder must have a halal logistic, a competent person as part of the compliance to do halal logistic or to do any logistic services, I think that will help the industry of the halal logistics. This is my opinion, because if we keep pushing and we try to push the competencies, people don't see the need why I need to take this competency, right? So the ecosystem may not be encouraging for this as a request. So this is why I believe there has to be a push where the top management or the Jakin or whoever, Mais whatsoever, need to put this enforcement. Then only halal logistic become one of the main interests of the young or of the services providers to take the competency. This is my feeling.
Yeah, certainly you're correct, Dr. No, because this enforcement is one of the guide for migrating the services to compliance. I think it's very, very important. Otherwise, everyone is doing things that they do for economical wise. They just put everything into a truck or into the warehouse, where actually it's all mixed, right?
Yeah. So, Dr. Alina, maybe this is where I believe we should, under this kind of conferences, our voices should be heard, because this is already an important element where, you know, a lot of enforcers or a lot of the government sectors did not see the thing of why we need to have the competency when nobody is taking up. In the meantime, the industry is really booming, and yet there is no request for what I call companies to be competent in each of their, in each of their organization. So there has to be really a match for the human resource capital to be a part. Yeah, just like in oil and gas, you need to have a certain competent person when you want to do a project. Yeah? But it is the ICX, but there is the what they call the we call it the ISO or whatever. Yeah? So I believe when we talk about us really serious about logistic, we need to have this endorsement to ensure people have got a competent person inside.
Yeah, that's right. Totally
Yes,
agree with what you yes.
I agree with what you say. In fact, I think there are certain industries which are very new and is still growing. Okay, for instance, like halal food is actually established with the systems, with the legality, with the management platform and ecosystem. But like halal cosmetic, halal pharmaceutical, halal logistics, there's a lot of room for growth and opportunities. So I think we certainly cannot wait for the government agencies only, because one thing about halal logistics, halal is not mandatory, it is actually voluntary. So this will also needs the cooperation of perhaps big data, okay, so that we can actually collect the data and to calculate, okay, based from the big data, what is the least cost it takes, or the least time for the travel route, and how to devise traceability system, and this involve complexities of various multidisciplinary approach. Okay? So I think with this in mind, starting off, okay, it's not going to be easy, but it's not to be impossible. And you see about the success of halal food, perhaps it started to become well known ever since 2005, I think, or 2000. But basically, the history of halal food, Jakim had started it way back in 1970s. Okay, so it is almost as old as me. Okay, for it to really grow, to have a very stable ecosystem and platform. Okay, so it takes time, but we need to get together. Okay, the right persons, the right industry players, the right stakeholders, government agencies, champions. Okay, and another thing which I believe is very unique in Malaysia's context, we are multiracial. Okay, and then concerning about non-Muslim, okay, non-Muslims are also very strongly backing us up in halal. The only two things they cannot do, that means they cannot slaughter meats, and they cannot do the sama or sertu, whilst as we take advantage of a very strong support and multiracial, and we can also project our strength with all the diversities of techno know-how, business networkings, and so on, so that it is actually able to fulfill many market requirements for Muslims as well as non-Muslim. I think a few days ago, a very good halal online international conference were conducted by Universiti Malaysia Sabah, which also engaged those from the Muslim communities, if I'm not mistaken, also from the business counterparts in Sarawak, Sabah, as well as the Chinese Muslim Association. Okay, so these are examples of the good activities, good linkage. If I'm not mistaken, in that group, there are keynote speakers who actually are very dedicated in terms of traceability, and they have the right expertise with regards to traceability and logistics. I think we can keep in touch together after this. Maybe you can get my contact number from Brother Noor also. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
any more questions for Mr. Andy Ooi? Okay. From our attendees or from all of us, the audience? Okay, if there are no questions left, I think I was being told that Dr. Asra will be the last speaker for today's session.
Asra Ishar.
Sorry, Doctor? Dr. Ishar. Okay.
Ishar lagi, tak ada doktor lagi.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We will
Mr. Ishar, Mr. Ishar.
we will actually pray for you.
Inshallah soon.
Okay. So now I call upon our final presenter to please introduce yourself. And now the session is yours. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, host. Thank you for inviting me to be one of the speaker. And I hope it can. Is it? Just want to test. Is it clear?
Yeah, very clear.
I try to bring in my where's the sharing.
Start sharing. Screen share.
Okay.
Start screen share. To you press your screen. Share your screen.
Yeah. Okay.
And then share your slides. Okay, nampak.
Can we see?
Yes, nampak.
Okay. Does my my face come out?
Muka you tak ada nampak, tapi you punya slide nampak. Okay, now nampak dah muka you. Okay.
I have my face.
Okay, alright, dah nampak. Dengan tengkolok sekali, Masya Allah.
We are promoting our tengkolok now.
Alright, okay.
But anyway, Assalamualaikum again, and so what I want to share is actually I try to shortcut or speed up the process. Okay, so am I sharing now?
Yes, you're sharing. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, you're sharing. Go ahead.
Okay, my talk is just on the Jaiyah model. And this is basically a sustainable development model on halal, Islamic system, sustainability and shared prosperity initiative of our Malaysia agri-bio community, both industry and society. I'm Isa from MyQ Consultant. I'm one of the recipients for the Project of the Year Award for 2020 for the Jaiyah model under the Global Project Management Sustainability Recognition Award by JPMHA, and also I'm the National Agenda punya program under the Productivity Champion by MITI. And my company is a microconsult or under the MyCorp Corporation, who deal with a lot of training and capacity building, both industry and society. So my title basically is just want to share the Jaiyah, how we develop is something that is integrated of all, right? In fact, by end of the day, now we already have the map, we call it a Jaiyah map, where we have all those installed it on physically. We can see where we are operating on and what kind of business activity. It's including the tourism. And besides, we have dealing with the agro-bio industry, which is one of the key point or activities in kampung or villages in Jerantut, in the state of Pahang, right? This is it's very popular with this what they call it taman negara ataupun gunung tahan ataupun tahan gunung tahan lah. Okay, so this is our key point here is that how can we utilize the Jaiyah model as one of the call it opportunity for the new people to join in. So I call it a jellyfish of offering halal economy business opportunity to the young peoples. And where we can offer, or we are offering now, in fact, the young people are involving in halal agro food industry or economy, halal bioeconomy, halal arts and costume economy, where they have a certain activity on the arts and also on the costume. And also, we are also the people in the Jerantut are dealing with the halal eco bio historical tourism, where they are involved in promoting and executing some of the tourism activity in Jerantut together with the resort and also hotel or motel in across the Jerantut district. This is why when we come up with this model way back in 2011, I foresee that this is the need of an integrated kind of effort to ensure that our young people can see this is opportunity to develop across the line. One of the opportunity is the agro-bio or eco-bio historical tourism. So this is where, in fact, we already have the group on running that, and also we have the whatever business that we are doing, let's say the fishery, aquaculture, they are also part of the activity of tourism. So today I just want to share with you on, I will skip the MyQ punya function for the matter of time. So I just want to share on the jellyfish model where it is, okay. So what happened is this jellyfish, or call it a Jerantut Food Agro Bio Industry Society Sustainable Halal Hub, where we are offering on halal business opportunity, including the tourism or exploration. So this is a picture of Taman Negara, or what they call it, one of the at the north of Jerantut here, and we have a very river here, and this is a river of Fahang, this is a river of Temling, and this river of Jelai, where it's meet. This is become a junction here at the Kuala Temling here, and then cross all the district, several district, until it meet the southeast China Sea. Okay, so South China Sea. So this is the where is the, we are having activities, and including the eco biodiversity and also the Islamic ecotourism. So in fact, one of the activity we are talking about here is the halal economy and sustainable valley. In fact, I term it as halal economy and sustainable valley because why it's offering several activities related to the halal or Islamic of activity. So today I just want to share you, this is some of the charter that we have developed over a time since 2011, is to be a global model of productive, smart, resilient, sustainable agro-food economy, and also to become a excellence in value shared economy of prosperity by 2030. So this is we lay out across since then, and to have become a standard kind of community toward Islamic based as well as the international based requirements. So we are be able to resilience our activity and our process, and also our people to be compete in the global arena. So now we have certain principle where one of that is the business excellence with the we call it Islamic model. So this to show you where we are, the progress of our activity. Since 2011, we progressed over years, and now we are in the stage of to be a smart center of excellence for group for agriculture or agro-food industry, together with the sub processes or sub industry. So we are progressing over a time until now. We already reached 2021, and then we want starting up integrating with the automation or IoT system, right? So if you want to go to know more about this jellyfish, or you can extract or can you Google out under the Jellyfish project, you can read the articles under the best practices that already uploaded by the MPC or MITI so that you'll be able to have better knowledge about that. So in our model or Jellyfish model, we are talking about Jellyfish model. I have three major sustainable best practices. One is global business excellence with Islamic principle and value or frameworks. The next, sorry, I use a power. I should use another one. Another one is a good agriculture practices for the good safety, food safety and sustainability management, as well as halal toyiban food product or food produce. So that means it's aligned in this Jellyfish is aligned with the SDG 17. We have almost meet all the requirements under the 17 criteria. And also, for that matter, we are driving this model from the whole value chain, from the hatchery to the production as well as the service related. So including the restaurant, hotel, and also as far as the whole value chain of the agriculture or food industry. So just to share with you this Jellyfish community, fishery community, where this is our valley, one of the valley across the Sungai Pahang, across the district, where along the Sungai Pahang or River Pahang. And also we have go for the next level of sustainable. Then just want to share with you what are the success story. So we identify the places is granted on the certain the district. Then we have identified the people. So this including the young people and also the ministries people and also the agency. Next we come out with this model where it start with a good agriculture practice on halal as in the mind and also action, where we make sure they have a halal operational and also with the good agriculture or good practices on agriculture. And also we have a maturity model, MAR, meaning managing advancement and inclusivity with the quality, capability and sustainable in action or in measurements. Then by end of the day, they'll be able to achieve certain numbers progressively over years since 2013 for this one of the cooperative in Jerantut who handling also this is the one of the they call it the name is the Koperasi Kampung Lada, where one of the hub become a tourism hub for all the people we visited these places to know more about the fishery activity, how do they catch, how do they grow, how do they sell it, where to sell, how do they process it. And end of the day, we also have the whole set is become a shared economy, both the processes, operational and also the agriculture, tourism ataupun or the ecotourism, agriculture tourism activity. So this is just to share with you the story, and also we have the team are being measured both the food safety, mesti as well as the halal operation, and also being registered under the agency or ministry concerned. So that we have the measured on those. But I do not share the success story on the tourism, where it also involve Angkasa or involve the SKM activity. So this is become a center of reference or become the food valley, where we have the processed food, we have the food services, we have the fresh food along the road that we buy is a clean one, but it's a safe one, where it become attraction to the tourism. So be it on local tourism, even overseas tourism. In fact, we did bring Oman, we did bring South Korean experts down here to see how do we do this business activity, and also the what do you call it, Germany from Siemens. So they are able to recognize the food as well as recognize the activity we are doing. This is to show you where is the hub or where is the agriculture hub became a center of tourism as well. So this is we create. I developed the model. Come up with the justification so that we have the we have the jetty became a waterfront, and we have the jetty, the old jetty we converted to become a boat port, and as well we have this fishery operation, and this is become a where people can visit and also have can do a fishery or fishing activity. And this is just to show you the improvement, okay, and also the activities of our people there. And this is the people are involved from this district officer, the ministry department or jabatan, or this department of fishery, department of agriculture, and the whole set of people from this enterprise level, from the community level. All these line are the head of villages. And also we have this line are the experts, and we can advise our people both on the agriculture or food industry as well as the business development of the tourism. So this is just to show you the people and also what next. So this is just to show you the what next. So we go toward advancement of this community. So now we go for, if a fishery, it became integrated part, and so we are going for Jarantot Smart Farm Valley or Center of Excellence. So this will be have a both integrated farm as well as the Center of Excellence for tourism and also for the education. So this is just to show you the show you the movement of what we are going to by having still maintain and using the business excellence model in the international standard, and also SDG 17 with the Islamic principle, and also the value framework plus the global best practice beyond halal, good agriculture practice, also the HACCP as well as the green project management. So for now, this is, I think I cut a short this one, and this is what we are going to. So I just want to share with you the last one, what we're going to do also, okay? So we are going to, this is where each process to be upgrading, and we're also looking for the more investors to come and or the players to come to be part of this interesting side of making collaboration as well as the business enhancement. So this is we already shared. This is some of the projection of investment. We're going toward 2030, where we want to become one of the center of excellence for agriculture industry, both covered technologies as well as the tourism. As we have the centralized center of excellence, we can do it as a lot of activities on the both non-technical and also technical kind of things, including the tourism. So that's all for now. If anyone in the group want to invest and come to Jarantot, I will most welcome, right? So this is what we are going to offer and to show you what we have in the Jarantot, okay? And this already, this is one of the newly developed this hatchery, where we are run by one of the cooperative, is now become one of the hundreds cooperative focused by Jaiyah Koperasi Malaysia, managed by SKM. Okay, so this is also we looking for more and more enhancement the production either by our own or by subcontraction, and also this is a plan for our digitalization of Jellyfish Group, and which currently we are working on MDEC on as well as MPC and also MIDA. So that's all for now, and this is the I will not share further. I just want to share you just one is the people that we are currently involved. So we have the crop, we have a livestock, we have the fishery, we have biodiversity group, and also we have the processor, where this you can become a center for tourism, halal tourism, food tourism, okay, and also services. Sorry for this. Okay, Okay, so thank you for hearing, and this is one of the activity where we show and we display and also we share with the community. We come up with what they call it waterfront Jailfish Waterfront Festival way back in 2016 under the Jailfish group. All right, so that's to show you on that, and also again. Last not least, I want to share this is what conclusion is. We have 8 years of experience and a learning curve to bring this model to become one of the Recon model. And Alhamdulillah, we also already shared with the Tuanku Agong way back in June 2019, and also Alhamdulillah, also we part of the best practice project as well as recognized under the SASNet NGPM as a project of the year. Thank you again. So sorry if I'm not that clear. So this is my final message. Take care and happy night for happy days for today and tomorrow and after that. All right, take care.
Thank you. It's hard.
Yeah.
I was so worried that because I couldn't see your face, so I was so worried that you didn't able to make it because kali nama ni jadi Isra kan, jadi tapi insyaAllah, Alhamdulillah, Allah tu membantu segala-galanya. It's hard. I know that you are a great you are a great achiever in creating the community to park your whole area, the kampung Jerantuk tu, to participate in your what they call this agro farming, ecotourism, and a lot of it is the sustainability element of how the community work together, complement each other, and see the prosperity for everyone to benefit from the whole thing. That's the reason why I believe you have the perfect model of what we call area that complement, supplement, and give a real meaning of sustainability. Yeah. So the fact that you have got that, to what extent you're able to drive agencies, kementerian, and all the various what I call parties to repeat whatever that has been done in Jerantut, so that such behavior, sustainability behavior in your community too is to be we want it to migrate to other places. We want it to be impacting other places to see the real life example, and this is what it is. It is an icon for Malaysia to use a similar concept and do it, yeah, because it is very effective. To what extent that duplication is being done right now so that we can have more of Jerantut 2, Jerantut 3, Jerantut 4 ni disemarakkan di tempat-tempat lain.
Okay, so one of it, I think, in fact, for local, I did share with Selangor Menteri Besar way back, the Chief Minister way back 2016. But as you know, 2018. So as you know, this government because when they change the tampuk pemerintahan, the thinking are different. So now, so I need to push again. But for the international level, I already presented to Tunisia. We presented to Gambia. We presented to one more is Russia. And they're quite impressed. Even compared to Malaysia, they're quite impressed. Even in Gambia, Tunisia, they award us with 1,000 hectares using the one, but I modify it according to what their environment there. Because of product or environment of the tourism. In fact, now one of my colleague already start up their homestays there or the resorts there. And because when I come up with the model, I call it a smart urban, smart village. But based on the environment that they have there. But because the new one, we can set easily to do because it can be designed according to what we want. But in the Jerantut are different, it's already existing. So I have to merge it according to the time and the location. That's why it takes some time. It's 6 years to everybody are in line. Everybody are even until to the DC officer, the parliament's wakil rakyat, also the those, and also the head villagers to, and also the district of and the districts officers, fishery officers, these veterinary officers, as well as the all those whatever inside Jerantut. But come to international, more or less how we can convince using that model, and they can embark it. So I make it simple, same model. We start with a small one. That's why when I was starting this model, I start with the My Kampung, easy to control. It's a Jerantut Ferry Kampung. So this is where the community there is very well known to me, right? Then I move up. Then I move to district, but only one on fishery section. The next one, the third phase, I cover both and all the sector of agro, bio, and tourism as well. So that's why in 2016 we start come out with the exhibition, we come out with the festival, and bring on all the community together. And has one goal is how can we bridge this name of Jerantut to become a global players. In that, because our name is already there. Because Gunung Tahan, we already have a, I told them way back to 2011, we already have the name. The Gunung Tahan, also the national park, but we don't use that. The global already know with that name. So we should using that as our advantage rather than just follow through what a normal way. So as a process transformation engineer, I was work for multinational before. So we should out the process by having what we have. What do we have? We have a people, we have the people and also the product, but we have there's something that we should explore more, which is the ecotourism or diversity that we have. And that's why we are fighting, should not have a lot of bad thing to our environment. So because I don't want to, one of the Mak Saleh told me, if I need to go to Kedai Mamak, I can go to Sungai Pahang, I can take the teh tarik. So I don't want that way, and I don't want it to be that way. So that's why having that model, that's why we are educating until to the stage that we fight when there is a space, we want to disturb the ecotourism as well as tourism, environmentally affected by the sturgeon project. So we fight for that. Alhamdulillah, at the end of the day, the project are cancelled. So this is where the importance of sustainability is key. At the same time, we still wanted the economy to be grown, right? So this is where we are meddling all the mindset. It's the most important part is mindset. If mindset is correct, then everything inshallah will be good with the proper steady ways of doing things. Thank you, Dr. No, and thank you, Doctor. All right, for the event manager.
One question.
Yeah.
One question. I know.
Yeah.
Now it's my bit. My interest is.
Yeah.
My interest satu je. The fact that Jerantut is near to Tasik Chini. So what is your relationship with Tasik Chini?
Yes.
I mean, Jerantut dengan Tasik Chini dia
My question.
dengan Tasik Chini dia adik-beradik.
Okay. How's the response from the young people? Yeah, because we are talking about young generation, in travel into. So how's the response?
That's why when I go back, I just not cerita. I just want to story and read back the story. When I come back to Jerantut way back 2011, the azan pun, and then I have to slow. So what happened is I only gather the 18 years of people until to 40 years, 38 at that time. So I gather all the people. I get my one of my family who already run and that business is Azman. I appoint him as a leader of the group. Then we identify this group is the potential to be grown. So I told my people yang more than 15 above, I told them, even this the top part of the head of village, I told them, you guys are only become advisors for this group. So that's why on the starting point tu kita dah kena properly done by identify the right group to doing the right to those activities. So that's why this is important strategy. So one of my strategy is because I identify also they don't have much job. They only have one day go to Menore or go to the chopping the sawit. The rest of the day are wasted. So I don't want to be wasted time. So I told the young people, you have a lot of time to be accomplished or to be input into the value added activity. So that's why I mold out every years. Then we can see the molding. That's why you can see that we have their own boats. They have their own jetty. Because I push that because we had the people who interested in that environment. Of course, it's not that easy, right? So that over a time, there's some changes over. Alhamdulillah, now if you can come to Jerantuk, the age of the people running the business between 20 to 45. And only that, the rest are the cooperation members. Of course, we put inside the old people, but they are become the mentor. They are the mentor. So the head of village become mentor, the top mulu become mentor, the YB become mentor. And so become a mentor be important. They are inside the kampung. I do during inside Jerantuk. Mine is in Kuala Lumpur. But every time I came and we have some briefing or some activity. That's why when we come up with the model, JFH model, because we come up with the IB, Islamic Business Excellence model that buy off by MITI and MPC to transform the industry. Thank you. All right, we already have Maghrib time. Okay, thank you. Anything, any more? Okay.
So, Doctor, you don't upgrade yourself. So, I think there's a lot to learn from Ishar. I salute him because he's one of our great speakers everywhere. We talk about agro farming. He's one of the people that can lead. Yeah. So, over to you, Dr. Dina.
You have to unmute.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody else unmute me. Okay. So actually, Mr. Isra,
Yeah.
just telling you, this is a short quick one. Universiti Malaysia Pahang is a higher center of excellence for biotechnology. Do you want me to ask them to take attention of you? Okay, so that actually, as what Dr. Noor had mentioned just now, if we don't just, design something from zero or from scratch, but take your model and just replicate it in a very practical, hands-on approach.
Yeah, well, it's most welcome. Most welcome, doctor. In fact, UKM already document what we are doing as well.
Alhamdulillah.
So we have 13. I developed the champion to be. Champion to be. So we have, UKM already document beside myself, beside the best practice. So we are welcome. UPM, UKM, what else? UNICEF are involved in this project anyway.
I think that's the bottom line where, like you say, must involve the correct groups, target groups, then if just to focus at that small group, at that small local area, the local universities there and the college community there.
Yeah,
and they live there, so it is a job opportunity there.
Yes, the college community, one of our core members.
Alhamdulillah. And
UITM, our core member on the market study.
Alhamdulillah. So if you can, kalau boleh, if you can do the whole of Sungai Pahang.
Yes, definitely. Because in fact, one of the, I think under the transformation, one of your UTM, Universiti Pahang visited my booth when I have the bachelor program last time, and he already reviewed my JFH model. At that time was way back in 2018. At that time, yet to be still in the phase 2. Okay. So we are most welcome Universiti Pahang to come to Gerantut.
Okay, so I can conclude that we have the whole technical expertise of the
No
Muslim-friendly supply chain here. We have Dr. Betania for her Sharia compliant hotels or lodgings, and then we have Datin Jaiyah for her professional tourist guide. We have Dr. Norzalifa for her indigenous group.
Yeah,
And
I know her.
Dr. Noor, I cannot forget her green. She mentioned her 5P instead of the 3P. So if we can just put all our heads together and we grow organically. So with you, Mr. Isra, I will be so glad to also ask to push forward yours to the higher COE for biotechnology, so that in terms of the biodiversity of fish or of the Pahang, it can actually be documented. We don't want to make the mistake of yellow or golden arowana or red arowana, which is indigenous to Malaysia. But the mistake is we do not actually IP or patent their genetic makeup. So in the 70s, 80s, we are so busy selling our golden and red arowana, which is naturally from Perak and Pahang. Okay.
Yes, correct.
So when it's popularized in other countries like China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and so on, so the genes are from our countries. So later they call it theirs, but because we don't really map the exact geographical origin, so we lose out in terms our heritage and biodiversity. Okay, time is running short. I hope it doesn't end here. We keep in touch again soon, inshallah. And also
I will share with you our strategy plan for until 2020. Part of the program already presented to Traju. Okay.
Inshallah. Okay, so with this again, we will end this majlis of ilmu, and we hope to continue in the future. And again, on behalf of the organizer, I am so grateful for everybody's enthusiastic cooperation as well as contribution. So we exit this meeting with tasbih kifara and the recital of Surah Al-Asri. Wassalamualaikum ala sayyidina Muhammad walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much. Stay safe.
Bye.
Thank you, Datin, Dr.
Thank
Noor.
you again for inviting.
Thank you all. Assalamualaikum.
Keep in
Terima
touch.
kasih. Thank you so much.
Okay. Ada.
How to go out?